Good evening, one and all. It's Sunday, it's the end of the week, it's the end of the month, and it is time for us to jump into some more good old Warframe. Welcome in, one and all. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world. Good to see that the bots are all operating as expected. At least it certainly looks like it. You know what? I am going to quickly peek behind the scenes on my own site here and be certain that things are coming through as expected. Let's just have a quick look here. If we just go log. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's working perfectly. Right then. Knowing that that is all coming through, welcome everyone to another Warframe stream, and immediately a thank you to Miralabe there with the 5 gifted subs out to the community as well. Thank you very much for that there, Miralabe. Anyone who got a sub there, make sure you do thank them for that, as that is exceptionally generous as ever from them. Also, if anyone's having a look at any of the leaderboards, today is the day they reset, so this is your last opportunity. If you're looking at hitting any of those high points on those leaderboards, be it subs, bits, or otherwise, on the Twitch side of things, sure, go for it if you can. What's a new command? So the new command is !IGN. The way it works is it very simply takes what you put in and puts it into a record for me, so that if you are a winner of a giveaway, we don't need to go through the whole process of Twitch DMs and asking people, ooh, what's your username, what's your platform, get back to me within 24 hours, yada yada yada. If you've already got it recorded, it's just there, isn't it? It's just there. And I have got it set up that it will respond to you with the platform you've chosen, just to bounce it off of you of, hey, just checking if you got it cross-save, we need to know what your PC account is. Otherwise, it's good. Do void traces still drop from Xmas units? They never dropped from specifically Xmas units. If you're actually on about void traces just drop from enemies that are corrupted within a relic fissure. Specifically enemies that become corrupted by the relic fissure, not enemies that are already corrupted at the start, as is the case in void missions. So the void fissure needs to corrupt them, then they can drop the void traces by way of you getting the reactant from them. You get the reactant, you hit the 10, there is your void traces. It's nothing specific to Xmas units. Yeah. The only other ways... I mean, there are a couple other ways of getting void traces. The big one that comes to mind is that you can spend Ire for 5 void traces. Just don't do that. Just don't. It's terrible. From the 18k asking, Sir, can you explain how Wukong's passive works? Did it have cooldown? Wukong's passive doesn't technically have a cooldown, no. It can trigger as fast as you're able to take all the bad damage. So 3 times per mission, if you would die, instead of dying, you get some kind of buff. And basically that is just what the buff does for you. I think there might be a small invulnerability period given to you, but if there is one, it's not a long one. With the exception of if you roll invulnerable for a longer period of time, of course. Yeah. Unless it's stated on the wiki that there's a cooldown that's been introduced, it is just as it is there. You get 3 extra lives, and then you are not immortal. Simple as that. There we go. Now, also, for those of you who may have missed the detail today, we've not got a platinum raffle. We haven't got a platinum raffle today. No 75 platinum going out to anyone. Very sorry on that. Instead, you'll have to settle for 3,990 platinum, Caliban Prime, Vadarya Prime, Venato Prime, the Prime Glyphs, both light and dark, the Prime Accessories, and the boosters all in one pack. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 75 platinum, you know, just a little bit more. Hope that's okay with y'all. One person will be walking away with all of that there. And again, that is a pack that is provided by DE. They'll be the ones sending that out as and when that whole giveaway is completed. So yeah. I believe the invuln is 2 seconds. Fair enough, college shots. Yeah, very short invuln. Very short. There are shield gates that are longer than that. From Ackerboy, question about the IGN command. What if you have cross-save enabled but choose a different platform for the main account? Well, you don't choose a different platform for the main account. Rather, the back-end system turns all of the accounts that you crossplay into a PC account. So if you started on PlayStation and then you created a PC account to link to it, congratulations, you now have a PC account which allows you to also play on PlayStation on the same account. That's how it works on the back end. And I know this for certainty because when it comes to the Platinum giveaways, for example, anything I need to run through
Ken.
DE side...
Hope you've had a great birthday. As for the giveaway, good luck everyone.
I did have a good birthday. Thank you very much to King Bab 99 with the 13-month resub. No bad luck around that. Much appreciated. Thank you. So yeah, when it comes to doing the giveaways that are done by DE, specifically if someone is a cross-save account, I need to be able to give them the PC details. Because if they go searching for it through not PC, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So there is that back end to it. It's why, rather than asking, oh, have you got, what platform are you? Tell me PC if you cross-save. I just ask, have you got cross-save on or not? And so I do the translation my side as to what platform I am attempting to communicate to them. It should work out all fine and dandy, but to avoid issues, that's why I'm requesting it that way. It's just simpler. You didn't have a chance to catch a D&D stream. How'd it go? Well, two things on that. First of all, it went very well. Thank you very much for asking. Secondly, you can still catch it. You may not be able to catch it live, but you can still catch it. It's currently here on Twitch. It will be uploaded to the replays channel at the start of next week as well. So you can catch it at your leisure as well. And even skip ahead to the bits you want to watch. Because we did have a brief 5-minute drink break halfway through, understandably. Also, fun little detail on that, because some of you may not have known, it was featured on the front page as well. I knew that was coming. It was past the intent of doing something fancy for it. Turns out that Twitch put that in front of 250,000 people. Which is a few people, yeah. 250,000 unique devices at least caught a glimpse, if not more, of that stream. So that was quite a few people. Less dramatic is that more people followed the channel during the TennoCon stream than they did during that one. So if you ever wonder how impactful the front page is on Twitch, there is a figure you can take. 250,000 unique viewers, one way or the other. Fewer followers gained than I did during the TennoCon co-stream this year. How's that for a detail? Anywho, that's just how front page works. Right. Now, we have got a couple weapons to look at. Not these ones, screw these ones. We have got Venato Prime and the Vadarya Prime. Vadarya Prime we did have a little bit of a look at earlier. Unfortunately, as the case may be for some people's opinions, the Vadarya Prime has been hotfixed. So, Vadarya Prime here did have an interaction, in particular with Lavos, but in general with the blast status effect, whereupon a blast explosion would hit a bunch of enemies and re-trigger the Vadarya Prime's special effect. So that special effect here, this unique trait, creates a conductive area around the target with a chance to spawn up to 3 lightning strikes on random nearby targets. Strike damage scales with mods. Basically, you would cool down delayed lightning, and with the guaranteed blast procs that Lavos could force onto it, or the modded blast procs you could get from places, it could cascade in effectiveness. But considering it would also kill the enemies when it got to a suitable level of cascade, it would run out of power, and so it wasn't absolutely overwhelmingly effective. The most effective it was at killing, what are they called now? One moment. Dedicants. There it is. Killing Dedicants. Because many repeated hits over time does a lot better at killing them through their damage attenuation. But unfortunately, that ain't so there now. Ellie's saying, can't imagine the front page impressions being impactful. Twitch pushing random streams into your face whenever you open it is not a function you appreciate. Yeah, I get you on that. I absolutely get you. It is a visibility tool, but certainly one that a lot of people go, but I'm not here for that. certainly, I couldn't tell you what streams I've seen on the front page in the last probably year, with the sole exception of when I recognized one, when Clover at one point was on the front page. Aside from that, I couldn't tell you who was on the front page of Twitch at any point in the last year. Couldn't give you a single name. Because, again, when I come to Twitch, just like yourself, I've got somewhere I'm wanting to go. Even if it's just the browse tab. But it is what it is on that. So, look at this here. Because the blast interaction is gone, that means we might as well just blast that off again. I'm wondering, is Vadarya going to end up in a situation where it's basically just sniper? Is it basically just sniper again? How am I doing after yesterday's stream? I am doing quite well, Raikon. Thank you very much for asking. It was a very good stream. I'll be honest, I was a little bit too wired to get a reasonable night's rest at a reasonable time, considering that stream wrapped up, what was it, like half 11 UK? No, it wasn't quite half 11, it was like 10, 15 past 11, but still, not exactly early. So it started earlier than usual as well. But yeah. MLJ doesn't go on the front page despite using Twitch daily. You go to a shortcut which has your directory following a live from BTTV. Yeah, fair enough. Did they nerf the Vadarya? They removed the interaction where Blast was causing a re-trigger of the lightning effect, yes. Which is a nerf. So I'm just looking at this here. Gaining the punch through still feels like a smart idea. I wonder if weak pointing versus multi-shot, given the unique trait, because if each hit can cause this, then removing hits is removing these, as well as just general multi-shot. And the lightning, if I recall correctly, cannot just strike headshots. In fact, you know what? I want to re-verify that. I want to re-verify the whole lightning hitting headshots. That's the main thing I want to re-verify. So let's grab this. Let's grab Arcane Consequence, and let me just go throw that at something until, well, something happens, I guess. It was a specific hotfix for the Vadarya. Specifically that.
The multitude of creatures you have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
Moon, you're very welcome for the D&D stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it there. It was certainly a bit of an experiment for myself running that, because that is the first time I've ever done any kind of D&D campaign live stream, ever. And I will say, I certainly felt the limit of having exactly 2 screens in that one. 2 screens is usually plenty enough for me to do everything I need to do on a live stream. It was not enough on that one. Oh boy. Yeah. That was certainly a fun one to juggle. Yo, Loki Fist, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime there. Welcome into the channel proper, and enjoy a lovely blue sub badge and all the other bits and pieces that come along with that there. Cheers. There was that one playtest with... Okay, yeah, there was the playtest with Solansi and Yatta, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That wasn't running a adventure, that was testing, I'll be honest. With 2 very close friends. Have I DM'd before? Oh, plenty. Plenty. I would not have been able to make the whole Tenno's Tome of Warframes in such detail and balance as I have without having the experience of DMing. I have DM'd in both 4th edition and 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, and a fair amount of it. Let me think. How many different campaigns? There's one there, there's a follow-up campaign with that group. There was... that one, that one, that one, that one. I want to say 6 long campaigns, a bunch of one-shots here or there, dozens of characters introduced in various ways. I've done a fair amount of DMing at this point, yeah. A fair amount of it. Oh yeah, I didn't reset the hype bonus giveaway freebie, did I? Oops, my bad. I suppose I should set that up right now. And whilst we're at it, we can talk about what you lot also earned on yesterday's stream, because there was a question on that. do those carry over? Alright, bonus giveaway. Let's just set this one running. Why not? There you go. Yes, there was the question on that. There were 2 hype trains yesterday, a level 5 and a level 2. So, with that in mind, what we're going to do is about an hour in today's stream, we'll do a triple giveaway from the hype bonus giveaways, and then another hour or so in, we'll do another 4 of them. That'll be our 7 there, unless any more happen along the stream as well. That's what we're looking at, to carry that over, because there was no way it was going to happen during stream yesterday. No way at all. Cheers for the hydrate. Also, if anyone gets a little bit miffed with the IGN commands, I imagine that is going to die down. It's just the initial setup as everyone has to put theirs in. Once the majority of people got it in, certainly all the regulars, we won't be seeing that command anywhere near as much. Alright, so, if I just... Bop. I'm going to do this a few times over and see if at any point Arcane Consequence triggers. That seems to be a big fat no. Okay, that's not happening, so what about if I aim for the head specifically? Does the lightning hit the head? Yes! Yes, it does. Or is that the electric rock? No, that's definitely the lightning. Missed the beginning of stream, what's the IGN command? The IGN command is for your in-game name for Warframe giveaways. So if you use !IGN, your Warframe username, and your platform, just those 2 bits, it means then, should you win a giveaway, I have a record of exactly your details. We don't need to go through the whole process of trying to make Twitch DMs work, because they were getting buggy and problematic. Some people aren't able to use them, sometimes it just wouldn't send properly, so this gets around that, it's just recorded. So I'm also noticing, yeah, the damage is straight up headshotting. We're seeing identical numbers there. Unless one crits and one doesn't. But it is using identical numbers, whereas if I go for the body shot, we again see identical numbers, body shot, consequence is no longer double triggering. That is really interesting. So the headshot is asking, did you headshot first, then the lightning can also headshot. That is curious. So what if we add a second enemy to it? If I body shot you... and preferably you then also zap this guy. There we go. Yep, 74. So that was body shot, body shot. Body shot, body shot. Body shot, body shot, body shot. Yep, very good so far. Right, now let's switch to headshots on this one. Headshot! That damage was definitely headshot. Okay then. Yeah, 100%. That is headshotting a different target. Okay. Grimatex saying, hey Kenton, is it worth it to put the secondary arcane that can apply random stays effect? Sorry, your question isn't complete there. Worth it on what? In what circumstance? It's not just a yes or no answer, that one. From Nameless Ashen, quick question about giveaways. Does any platinum won from a giveaway count as untradeable since it was obtained for free? If it's from a DE-ordained giveaway, they're the ones that actually hand out the prize, then yes, it's untradeable. All items in DE giveaways are untradeable. For giveaways from a source not from DE, it depends on what kind of giveaway it is. If it's a giveaway of an Oracle reactor through the market, you can't trade that. If you have to enter a giveaway where they trade you, say, a Riven or something, well, that's tradable. But yeah. Also, Max O I X O. I'm just going to go with Max, if that's alright. I'm not sure what part I'm supposed to be pronouncing there. Max, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome into the channel proper there. Enjoy your lovely sub badge. Cheers. Believe they mean the Prime Access Plat? Yeah, that's still part of a giveaway provided by DE. Yeah. Just the Prime Access Pack here is given by DE.
Evening, Ken.
Yo! Good evening to you as well there, Steeljaw. Thank you very much for resubscribing up onto 19 months. That is a huge one there. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well with yourself there. I think there was another question as well, which I did miss. Oh my, this is just keep rolling in.
Made sure to get the commands set up real quick, but are you doing well today? Wish I could have seen the Warframe D&D session yesterday, but I hope it went well. Smile.
You can still see it at your leisure, absolutely. You can still see it at your leisure. The VOD is live here on Twitch at the moment, and it will be added to the YouTube channel. That is !replays, the replays channel, in the beginning of next week as well. So you can absolutely still watch that one, even though the live stream itself has passed. You're not going to miss out on it from that side of things. And thank you very much for the 18 months resub there, Verkiel. Much appreciated for the 1.5 years. I've definitely missed a question now, sorry. If I've missed your question, repeat it. I'll have to get back to it. Go to say, if the Okicore, I have okay building it. So far, I don't know if secondary arcane will work for it. Right, so the status applicator on the Okicore, if I recall, it's doing a lot of hits at once. I'm not sure if that would be ideal for you, given a lot of people use the Okicore for straight up damage purposes. Whereas, usually if you're going for Incumbent to apply a whole bunch of status effects, using it as a status primer. So I'm not sure if Okicore is going to do what you wanted to do there. Not with that one. Maybe. Try it out though. Also, ByteBits, and thank you very much for the 100 bits there. Much appreciated indeed. What's the best way for standing for Solaris United? Mining, fishing, or catching? Not fishing. Fishing is bad for Solaris standing, if I recall correctly. Mining is an interesting one in terms of the gems, because the gems are 1,000 each. So certainly if you got a resource booster, you can absolutely sail through on that there, if you know where it's good to mine. Otherwise, conservation by just flying around the open areas of the map towards the edges is a very good method. So long as you are good at actually capturing the enemies, no, the animals as they spawn. So something using Equinox's sleep, either subsumed onto it or Equinox herself. Otherwise, fly around, listen for the calls, spot the animals, put them to sleep, pick them up. That'll do you very well as well. I prefer the mining side, but the conservation side definitely works too. Definitely. What did the Ken IGN command become? What, the command to join me, Byte? That's still just !join, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. I haven't been calling it out because we don't need to. I'm not asking you to join me right now. It was !join before, it's still join now. But the IGN command, it just makes most sense to have that for everyone else's. What's the ticket do? Enters you into a raffle, !raffle. Let me get that marker away, it's slightly annoying me. Okay. So knowing that the lightning bolts also headshot, but only if you scored a headshot yourself, that does make this more interesting. That does make this more interesting, because it means then primary acuity with its weak point damage and weak point critical chance should actually take effect. And in fact, we can verify that here. Let's see, does the damage stay the same across the two of them now? Yes, it does. That, oh, okay, that was rude of him, how dare. That is very interesting. Yeah, it doesn't double dip, but it still gets the benefit, so it's not a wasted slot. We're not missing out on damage by using something that doesn't carry over to the lightning.
Remember when Pickframe was picking a frame for Ken to use? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Hey, that was a channel point redeem, and that is going back a bit there, Elio. Thank you very much for the 100 bits, much appreciated. Also, it looks like we've hit another hype train already today, my god. We are going to be doing a lot of giveaways today. You lots are earning plenty. Wow. Oh, there's very occasionally someone tries Ticket Max. I see you there, Snow. I see you there. It's 1 ticket per person. So the max is 1. Nice try, though. How's it work with enemies that don't have heads like Murmur? That is a very good question. I would imagine it would have to aim at where it thinks the head would be and then gives up. But let's definitely try that. That's a very good question. Let's add in our shuffling fragment. Because this one, the game has told me repeatedly, has a head, and every demonstration, every test has shown that is bullshit. So let's see what the game makes of it now. Well, the electric proc made short work of it. Let's respawn these enemies. Get them a little bit further apart so that the electric proc hopefully shouldn't happen. And you know what? Let's add to it. Murmur headshots counter as weak points. I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me there, Isme Jinx. Not sure what you're trying to tell me there. Alright, let's slap some cold onto this, just a very tiny amount. That way our procs are magnetic, magnetic will not stagger them around, and will not buff any damage here, so we don't, you know, accidentally kill stuff we don't want to kill. There we go. Okay. Let's shoot from this side, just so I can easily see the other. Okay, that is definitely a much lower damage here. Let's see that again. Yellow 3841 over here. Over there 1259. Yeah. That is a huge difference. And given that the Elite Lancer here is going to have a bunch of armor as well, that confirms it. What do you mean? Headshots only count on enemies with a head. So where do we take this one with you? There is headshot and there is weak point. Yeah, there is definitely that. In terms of headshots, headshots are weak points, but weak points aren't necessarily headshots. This motherfucker right here has none of that. There are people that tell me that this is the weak point. There are people that tell me that this is the weak point. There are people that tell me that all of this is supposed to be the weak point. Every single one of those people doesn't know shit, quite frankly. People that ask about it, they're trying to learn. The people that tell me don't know shit. You Titanine, don't try this. Don't try. Because you're coming at someone who has gone over this many, many, many times. There isn't a weak point on this fucker. I've tested basically every pixel there is to test. If you don't want to go back through my previous live streams, you're just going to have to take my word on that one. Or maybe demonstrate it yourself. Show me the damage number that verifies a headshot. Show me the arcane consequence trigger in a video. But it doesn't happen. First stream here in Ken Curses Wild. Yeah, I do swear on streams. I don't swear on YouTube, but I do swear on streams. That is a difference you'll get used to, I'm sure. The point is that this thing right here does not have a weak point. None. They are weak as hell, but they don't have a weak point. And yeah, I wanted to armor strip this guy just to very, very, very comfortably verify this. $27.64 over here versus 1259 there. I mean, look at the sheer difference. About 20 times as much damage on this guy compared to this one. And for the sole reason being, because I'm using pure magnetic damage, the sole reason being this thing doesn't have a weak point. Does this mean that Sightseek just is just ass? I'm going to assume you missed a letter S there. Just ass against certain murmur? Yes. Things that don't have weak points cannot be affected by things that affect weak points. I don't know how else to explain this. Things that don't have weak points don't have weak points. It's not some magical spell. that can be deciphered. There isn't some arcane mumbo jumbo. It isn't a riddle given by a sphinx lying out front of the pyramid of DE. It's just some enemies don't have a weak spot you can hit. If at any point you think you see a weak spot, if at any point the game mechanics try to tell you there's a weak spot, it is lying to you. Every time. Look at this. 399, 159. How about you? Much fucking higher damage. Not a weak point. Okay, you're hitting the wrong spot. Tried it all. Not a weak point. Alright, that's enough of that, because that's not what we're talking about today. If you don't want to take my word from there... Seriously, I've gone through this too many times to count. It doesn't work. And there are multiple better enemies that have no weak point or headshot, so you just can't deal with it. You just have to find a different way. It's part of the reason that weak point focus builds struggle, is because there are enemies that just laugh at that idea. Did your light request not go through? It went through, it's just there was a lot going on at once there. Do apologise. There we go. Right then, so with what we can do here, we got multiple ways of going about this. We've got the option of going for a weak point build with the obvious weaknesses that are inherent to that, or we can go for a not weak point build to not be so, well, weak. In terms of arcane choices, Deadhead is probably going to be the way, but let's just re-verify. We don't care about the reload speed. Toxin status, is that something you really want to build into on an innately electric weapon? I'm going to say no. It's alright, Jinx. It's alright, it's just... Look. So, you stepped in of going about how Murmur headshots count as weak points, where, no, Murmur headshots where they have headshots count as headshots, so, not a great starting point. Then you're just throwing out use Sight-9, highlight, most bits. You don't realize how many times I get this exact thing of people not believing me when I talk about weak points and headshots. It comes up so many times, it's actually painful. So when I'm trying to cover something else and someone's going about, but what about the Murmur? No about the Murmur. No about the Murmur. Primary Crux, on weak point hit, gain status chance and ammo efficiency. Status chance could be an interesting one if the blast interaction wasn't removed. As the blast interaction is removed, 300% status chance is not going to matter to me. Primary Dexterity, no thank you, we're sniping. Primary Exhilarate, impact status, not happening. Primary Frostbite, cold status on a innate electric weapon, sounds like a terrible idea. Primary Merciless, we could do better with Deadhead. Primary Obstruct on weapon magnetic status, jam some enemies, cooldown 10 seconds, no thank you. Primary Plated Round, 10 seconds of increased damage on mag size is just terrible. So yeah, honestly, it is a Deadhead. Jinx, move on. So, with that in mind, basically this is the one arcane I would go for. As much as there's the extra status chance one, and yes, you can use it for extra status chance, we're working from a base of 18%, so that arcane would give you at max a 54%, 54 point increase, which, it's nice, don't get me wrong. If I added it to this here, we would be at over 100% status chance. But again, it's at the trade-off of all of this damage here, and I'm not certain that that would be a smart idea in any case. Just a reminder for anyone grabbing a ticket for the raffles, for the Caliban Prime Access giveaway today, make sure you do also use the IGN command, !IGN, so we have a record of that there as well. .16 magazine, 2.6 reload, probably feels good enough in uptime. Crux will be overkill. I mean, we're not really worried about ammo efficiency. What if someone wins without the IGN stuff? Then I'll just have to get in touch with them normally, Petra. I'll just have to get in touch normally. Now, does the lightning just double... Sorry. From Zom. Does the lightning just double dips deadhead's bonus as usual for electric? Okay. Let's process what we're talking about there. To be honest, some of the double dips, I lose sight of exactly which double dip people are on about now. Does IGN need the numbers after your name? It does not, no. So in my case, I am the Kengineer, I think 514. Yep, the 514 is irrelevant. Everything before the hash is the important bit. The bit after the hash, if you do include it, I just ignore it. If nothing else, it just makes sure I've definitely got the right account, because if, say if you make a typo, I pop in the Kengineer rather than Kengineer, however, that might go wrong, and I saw not 514, I go, okay, well, something's gone wrong here. But otherwise, I don't need that code. Alright, kill the enemies, grab us a new Elite Lancer. Get rid of the armor. So, we've got shot 400 and 201 from the proc. Makes plenty of sense there. 1560 with 1015. I see, yeah. So it's reapplying the what's it, 30% headshot multiplier. That's what you're on about, Zom. So, what actually was Zom's query then? Here we go, Zom's messages. Does the lightning double dip deadhead's bonus as usual for electric? I mean, I don't know how you mean as usual for electric, treating lightning like electric. The animation is electric, but only in terms of what it looks like. Frankly, for all the game could care, it could be a laser beam, it could be a rock falling from the sky, it would still function the same. In terms of the lightning bolt being electric, only if it is electric damage, and that itself shouldn't double dip, right? Only any procs that might come out of it. Further to that, how does a electric proc look with this attached then? Well, if we trigger one, we'll find out. Or we can kill the guy, that works too. I'm gonna get a stronger enemy. It's not proc electric. Zom, let me do the tides. You'll see, you'll see. I'm not gonna answer that half question because it's right in front of us. Come on. Do you need to be here during the giveaway? So, for the Caliban Prime Access, you do not need to be here during the giveaway. However, when it comes to the hype bonus giveaways, you do need to be here to actually be able to enter, because those are in the moment things rather than the ticket system. No proc. There's a proc from the lightning itself, 28406, but you know what, let's just back record that one. Oh, he's dead. Sucks to be him. It's alright, Zom, you could be blind and distracted, it's just I can't make up for that for you. Let's see. If I just shufty this around. It's looking exactly how that went down. We had the first shot that went hit, no trigger. Second shot, 43,700, followed by a 43,700 orange crit with a electric proc. And the damage coming off of that was 28,406. Which is 65% precisely of the damage. 65% precisely. Interesting. Why 65%? What are we working with there that created that number? Because electric proc is usually 50%, so that would suggest it's got a 30% bonus only, which is just from primary deadhead. So primary acuity wasn't distinguishing anything extra. There was no double dip on the electric proc, as it were. Okay. Now we do also have target acquired, plus 60% to headshot multiplier. Will this one have that weird effect? Let's give us a new bombard. Let's remove the armor so we can get some nice clean numbers. Brilliant. We got a proc on the lightning bolt hits that can verify our effect for us. Let's have a look at what is going on with that one. So there is the shot that lands. It crits for 12, 756, and creates a then status proc of 12, 120. So that is 95%. 95% of the damage there. And if we have a look at this again, just to verify exactly what we got here. So this is a 60% bonus, and this is a 30% bonus to headshots. So that means that headshots are doing 190%. The electric proc deals half damage, half of 190%, 95%. So yeah, both target acquired and primary deadhead are double dipping on the status effects coming from lightning strikes. Even accounting for the headshots, it's all double dipping there, pretty much as expected. So those lightning strikes, it's curious just how much that's reflecting the actual weapon itself. It looks like a lightning bolt that is called down on an enemy, but it's really like you're just shooting them again. In fact, it's almost identical to you just shooting them again. I do wonder if there's anything going on that is different between the two. And the primary one that would stand out to me there will be multi-shot. What goes on with multi-shot? So if I give this exactly 100% multi-shot, what happens? Bonus headshot damage on deadhead and target acquired additive? Correct, they additive to each other. So let's see what goes on with this one. So, yeah, body shot. Let's start with the body shot. Okay, that was just a 400 hit. And that's, hold on. Oh, okay. No. Wait. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that the lightning can strike twice with the multi-shot in play, or it can strike once, because it's only got a chance of the lightning strikes happening. So we're seeing once. Once. That was twice. Jason's saying, according to the wiki, each multi-shot bullet rolls the lightning independently. Good to know. The wiki seems to be agreeing with me. So if I add in another bombard over here. Those 3 lightning strikes there. Or it looked like 3. Okay. Now, I'm wondering just how much lightning we're supposed to be getting here. Let's grab ourselves a bunch of enemies. Get rid of these two, grab a whole bunch of new ones. There we go. Remove all the armor, just for the sake of it. There we go. So these are all identical bombards. So if I shoot this guy in the foot... Got one lightning strike on the back there. Okay, that was all over the place. I didn't think it would go that far. Nothing. Few hits. So that was 2 hits. It's just they're in range to share the electric proc damage, because it is an AoE status effect. And yeah, that's again 2 hits. 3 hits that time. Okay. There's a hell of a lot of RNG built into this gun then, for something so deterministic in terms of damage and hit location. That is curious. Radius supposedly 10 meters, not affected by Firestorm. That does seem to line up with what we're seeing so far here as well. Which means that if I were to shoot this target in the center, let's see, that's going to be 8 meters this way, 4 meters that way. So that's 8.9 meters from here to there. So all targets should be in range if I shoot this one. And indeed, that one at the back corner is hit. So yeah, they are definitely all in range then. Cool. And as before, we go for the headshot. Headshot effects are shared as well. So next question, punch through. Let's see, Zom. What did you add in? Because I missed it. Electric procs benefit for headshot multipliers. So saved. Yeah, we got there. We got to that one. It doesn't apply a third time, though, Zom. Alright, cool. That's fine. So, punch through. Take off of that. Let's grab Prime Shred. I'm sure the wiki has plenty of bits on this, but I'm still testing for myself, if that's okay. I lost track of how many that was. What I want to see is 4 lightning bolts, basically. Well, I got 4 lightning bolts. Alright, that confirms it's definitely rolling independently for each of those hits from Punch Through. So Punch Through is good. Punch Through is not going to affect the lightning bolt coming down, because that is targeting a specific enemy, but it is still allowing for multiple triggers. That's Lavos. Alright. So bringing this all together then, we have lightning bolts happening in random places. We have Punch Through is good news for multi-hitting purposes in terms of triggering those lightning bolts. We're not missing out any there. Multi-shot also is triggering additional lightning bolts, so that is good on that side of things. Critical bonuses, headshot bonuses, all of that lot seems to be taken into account. Fire rate is innate to just how many times you're applying the shots. More shots means more lightning chances, so that should work out. Dare I say, it seems like everything applies. With the exception of, like, Sharpshooter, because, you know, you're not going to shoot an energy orb and then... So, well... Yeah, for starters, I think I might be thinking of something else. There's a rifle thing. No, point is, on headshot plus energy, maybe that will count for the lightning kill, actually. Maybe it will. Hold on, let's get something that dies to the lightning sharpshooter effect there. Yeah, I was thinking of energizing shot, wasn't I? Yeah. Right, how much damage is this doing? 1200 or a crit 6.7k. That was very convenient. So let's get a target for that then. Let's pop over to the wiki real quick. Let's grab us... At what point would a butcher survive the crit? Do we want a butcher with 7k effective? We're in that region. Yeah, let's get a butcher of level 75. That should suit it. One butcher, level 75, not steel path, and let's swap off a Lavos. We'll go with, let's go Wisp. There we go. What's Wisp's starting energy? 406. That's fine. Okay. Alright, this shot might kill him now. Bollocks. Alright, well, at least we know that the direct hit is working. Let's spawn in 3 butchers. Try that. No kill just yet, that's fine. We're at 421 energy. That gave me energy. Letting him die to the electric proc that hit the head from the lightning bolt gave me energy. I mean, that's pretty conclusive already. One's going to die already. So 436 energy. Ooh. No triggers off of that? I got so lucky I'm not rolling a crit and no triggers. That gained energy as well. Wasn't even a crit. That's good. Yep, so that definitely works as well. From both direct hit and status effect, Sharpshooter also works on Vadarya. Okay. So next question. If I kill an enemy outright, can it still trigger on other enemies in the area? Apparently no bonus damage from Galvanized Aptitude. Okay, we'll get to that one. You're right, that bastard of a mod needs to be verified. That does indeed work. Bitch. I'll grab another set of them. So I'm at 481 energy. Pop this guy in the head. 526 energy. 556. Yep, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So if you build for crazy overkill, so each target is just dying outright, you still have the follow-up potential to hit other enemies for crazy overkill, and any headshot things like Sharpshooter can also scale off of that. So you've got utility you can use, not just damage options. That is nice. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this bastard, shall we? Let's see what's going on with that. Let's use, for proccing purposes, Gamma Core. Can't go wrong with a Gamma Core. There we are. Nothing but high fire rate Gamma Core for magnetic status effect. Nice and easy to test. There we go. Naba Jadison, consider might be around when does this finish? So if you've entered into the giveaway, make sure you also use the command IGN to share with me your Warframe username and platform. So whether that be IGN, Nalbanjaded, PC, or whatever. If you are the winner of the Caliban Prime Access giveaway, it means then I'll have your details on record to know where to send it. There you are. Does Sporothrix AoE trigger the Sharpshooter? No idea. Test it yourself. I'm having a look at the Vadarya Prime, but you can absolutely find out for the Sporothrix in your own simulacrum. No problem on that. Alright, level 7 might be a little bit too weak, but we'll try. That should be okay. Maybe. So, 844 on a crit. Yes, we're critting today. Bitch. Bitch. Oh, come on. I just wanted to get the correct number to keep it consistent. Oh, it's going to crit that guy, is it? I'm being messed with. I'm being messed with. Game plus. Come on. There we go, 1521. That is indeed 80% increase in damage, so that is working as expected so far. So now we want to see the effect on other things nearby. But it doesn't work if you don't actually get struck by lightning. This could be a fun one. No increase in damage seen. Try to verify best that I can. Those are both procced. Really? I'm just gonna... Yeah, no increase at all. So Galvanized Aptitude, it doesn't work on the lightning, it only works on the main attack. Confirmed. Confirmed. Leisure, cheers. Meljay saying it does have bad luck protection on the lightning strikes according to the wiki. Okay, what the hell does the wiki even mean by that? Fine, I will look at what the wiki is trying to claim about stuff. What does it mean about bad luck protection? Damaging an enemy has a 30% chance to spawn 0 strikes, 17.5% 1, 35% 2, 17.5% 3. Not sure where they've got the numbers from, or if it's just from testing. They haven't put a link to anything to say, who, here's it from. If I control F, bad. Okay, how did you phrase it? Yeah, it said bad luck protection. Do I have a Trinity video? I don't think I have a Trinity video outright. If you're ever unsure, you can always double check the catalogue. Exclamation mark catalogue for that. Control F, luck. No such thing. I'll just... Control F. Ooh. Guarantee. Here we go. Failing to trigger a lightning strike for 3 hits will guarantee the next hit to spawn a lightning strike. Will it now? Fail 3 times, guaranteed on 4th. Okay, first things first. What are the chances of us experiencing this? If it's got a 30% chance of 0 lightning strikes, and we want to see if the 4th time doesn't spawn a lightning strike, we're going to look at that 30% chance 4 times in a row, which is a 1 in 123% chance of happening. 1 in 123 chance. Oh, God. Do they have a patch note they're referencing here? If I control F guaranteed again... nope, this is written in just 2 places. Damaging an enemy has a 70% chance to spawn a lightning strike. Spawning a lightning strike has 2 separate 50% chances to spawn a chain lightning strike. Right. Oh, gods. Oh, gods. That's going to be a pain to verify. How can someone just write that onto the wiki with no reference whatsoever? No attached video, demonstration, nothing. Just written in. And we're just taking that at face value? I hate that. I really do hate that. It's from arbitrary testing? Alright, that's a lot of shots to test. That is a lot of shots to test on something that has a 30% failure rate to say that it will never fail 4 times in a row. You know what? Let's adjust the modding on this. Did I cover hitting multiple enemies with punch through triggers multiple instances of lightning strikes? Yes, I did. It's on the official wiki. Just because it's on the official wiki doesn't mean it's officially accurate. Just be advised of that, Dex Pro. Alright, we got our status chance there. We don't want that. We want fire rate. Let's go speed trigger, vial acceleration, vigilante fervor. Sure, why not? Right. Yeah, I'll do for now. Let's get us reload speed on here. Prime fast hands, perfect. I'll put that on. Yeah, I don't care about the extra damage there. That'll be fine. And let's get some magazine size. I thought the official wiki was run by DE, so it's a wiki. People can add things to it, which means there isn't a guarantee of accuracy. People can just say things. Say, how many shots would you even need to get a 95% confidence interval on this? Let's see. This is not the time to try and figure out stats in my head like that. So we're looking at what is the chance of failing to fail 4 times in a row by chance rather than a guaranteed effect. It's the fact that someone wrote that in and didn't even put, like, the slightest in the notes, brackets tested 1,000 times or something. To put no validation to the comment whatsoever is insane. Well, Ductile, it's not 6 times in a row, and then 7th, it's 3 and 4. But that's exactly what we're querying. Because like I say, the chance of not getting it 4 times in a row, if it is pure chance, and that is again assuming that the 70% chance to spawn a lightning strike and therefore 30% not, is correct. There is also no reference on that. But that should be more manageable. 0.7 to the 4 is 0.2401. Okay, Carlo, you've just calculated the odds of getting a lightning strike every time 4 times in a row. So, congrats! That's not what any of this was asking, sorry. But yeah, if it is indeed a 30% failure rate, it's a 0.81% chance of failing 4 times in a row. I don't have enough shots on average for that to have occurred. From that point there, yeah, if it's a 0.81% chance of failure on 4 shots, then for any given set of 4 shots, it's that rate. If we multiply it up by just the sheer number of tests, where every test is starting from a failure, when do we hit the interval where we go, it's more likely than not, well, it's pretty much locked in. That would be whatever is required to go 99.19% raised to the x is equal to 5 or lowest percent. That's what we're looking for, yeah. So I can shove that into a different, slightly more complex calculator. So I don't have to figure that out myself. So x equals 0.05. Okay. Yeah, we're looking at over 1,000 shots. Alright. Shit. Nope. Nope. 1. Nope. 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 1. Nope. 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 1. 2. Nope. And now you see how ridiculous this is. Now you see how ridiculous that is. So Elio, it's over 1,000 shots, not 1,000 shots 4 times, because anytime we get a lightning strike, we're resetting, so it's resetting sooner, but yeah. His estimate was at 600 shots. So, hold on, Som. You're telling me Arbitrary wrote this in having stopped at 600 shots. First of all, they did 600 shots, the absolute mad lad. But they did 600 shots. And in that time, never had 4 failures in a row of something that happens on a 0.81% chance. I went, oh yeah, so that must... it can't happen then. I don't even know how to... off the top of my head, I'd have to really think about it as to how we can figure out what the likelihood is of that circumstance occurring. Let me think. No, I'd want to simulate that rather than math it out. But yeah, point is, it's a crazy claim to make for something that's so rare in the first place. To then say that one believes they've done enough actual tests. It's just... You getting some lags? Hold on, let's have a look. It's not my side. Not a single frame dropped. Yeah. If you're having issues, it's Twitch. But seriously, because if it is... I believe the 70%. If someone's done 600 shots, I believe the 70% chance of a lightning strike. Leaving the 30% chance of not a lightning strike. Which is a curious place for D to have coded it in the first place, but that's where they coded it. How nice of them to give us the number. Just saying, you know, in this very numbers-heavy game, it was very nice of them to include, with a chance, to spawn up to 3 lightning strikes. Thanks, EA. Those are the kinds of numbers that someone has and can be included, and all they have to do is just include them. Gottlieb's not saying if they've done the right calculations, we need 1,912 for 90%, 7,650 for 99.99. Gottlieb's not, is that accounting the fact that sometimes you'll cut a burst of 4 shots short upon hitting a lightning strike, so you discard that test because it's no longer good to you? So we say you could line up 3 enemies, punch through them, and see if it ever doesn't trigger, then do the same for 4 enemies, which should always trigger. Again, would still be testing time and 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 time again, which would be painful. Because remember, 0.81% chance of activation. If I were to test that for every single shot I currently have in my gun, 102 shots, that is 0.9919 to the 102. There would be a 43.6% chance of never missing out on a lightning bolt that way. 43.6% chance. And it still would only be because of chance, not a guarantee. Now, there's just... it's those kinds of things which are basically pointless to try and test. When someone makes a claim like that, the burden of proof is on the person making the claim, because disproving that claim is so absolutely wild. And in the case of the person making the claim, because they can't actually get there in any reasonable amount of time, they would need to test this beyond thousands of times. The actual only real proof is from the person who wrote the code to come out of the woodwork and go, oh yeah, that's how it works. Or, oh no, that's not how it works. That's the only proof that can be done. Is it best to remove that sentence from the wiki? I mean, a good old citation needed. That's what fits there. Whatever happened to citation needed on wikis, eh? This is definitely a case of someone testing something, deciding they've gone far enough, and saying it as a fact, without adding any of that extra information, and that's not the way to add such data-driven information to a wiki. Definitely not the way to do that. So, for the time being, I'm going to say that information is unverified. Not false, unverified. Which, to be honest, might as well be treated as false. Now let's see, what else have we got there? We've got zoomy bits, crit damage, sure. Separate hits, yada yada yada. Okay, good. Also, there was a note on there that is interesting, and does tie into the test we have been doing so far. As I'm saying, 600 is still kind of crazy to go that far, not gonna lie. It's crazy up until someone decides that they're just gonna find out. Which, you know, fair enough if they just want to go test, 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 test. That kind of thing is relatively easy to keep track of. It's just a little bit mind-numbing, but, hey, you know. Some people have that dedication. Or if you don't like the word dedication, some people have that special interest. Whichever way it works out, sure. Is there a way to increase enemy render distance? Not to my knowledge, sorry, no. Let's summon this in. So, if I hit the body shot on you, 1328, or 3715 headshot. 3715, 1328. Orange crit. Orange? Orange? Hey, what? Do I have... Oh, I do have a Vigilante. I have Vigilante mods on. Never mind. Yeah, that's what did that. I was going to say, I thought I wasn't capable of that, but it turns out it is. Yeah, so despite the sheer size of the headshot hitbox on these guys, we're not hitting the headshot there. But apparently on some enemies, like bursters, that can happen. Let's grab a burster real quick. Oh wow, I don't have most bursters scanned, do I? Or at least half of them. But apparently this can headshot even when not aiming for it. Let's see what the body shot is at the moment. 2972 or 1063. There we are, that confirms that one, yep. The burster will be headshot. Go figure. Go figure. Okay. So pretty much everything works with the lightning, with the exception of Galvanized Aptitude. Galvanized Aptitude just goes nah. Which, to be honest, I'm okay with because I hate that mod. That mod just infuriates me on a personal level. So, for that reason then, because pretty much everything works, I think the same kind of decision making also works, which is just make it a standard old sniper, really. Just make it a standard old sniper. We could go for a self-priming approach with Viral, or we could go for just a straight-up damage approach. Any of that works. Have we tested Hunter Munitions or Lightning? Okay, I've not tested that so far. I will say, you don't really need Hunter Munitions in this day and age, but if you feel like it, let's have a quick look here, shall we? Let's guarantee ourselves that crit and see what happens. Yep, Hunter Munitions works. Hunter Munitions definitely works there. I still wouldn't really use it that much, but it works. Okay, going for the headshots and an electric proc focus, I think might be the way here. All told. Because as much as you can get the additional lightning bolts from multi-shot, that's just multi-shot doing multi-shot things, the benefits of primary acuity may well just outweigh that, up until you don't have something to hit in the weak point. You could go either way on that, to be honest. But yeah, if you wanted, you could go with a sharpshooter setup because of the effect. Not sharpshooter, what am I doing here? Target acquired setup because that also double dips on the electric procs. And then go with a high voltage to increase the status chance on that directly and give us a bonus to it. And if we just go to rifle aptitude, I've run out of capacity. That's basically rifle aptitude but better. You ain't gas and did pretty solid area denial. There is also that. Yeah, you can use gas, not a problem. Duxal say, when triggering lightning, does it prioritize a different enemy for each bolt, or can all bolts hit the same enemy? All bolts can hit the same enemy, yes. I did watch all three hit the same enemy when I had two enemies on the spot. The other one was untouched. I mean, if I'm going for a status approach, a primed Bane mod is usually going to be a smart choice, right? But I think a lot of people are going to be upset about that, because Bane mods, it always leads to complaints. It always leads to complaints. Let's slap that on for the moment, and I should have a rank 10 Stormbringer. There we go. Just to fully electric power it. Link count. Yes, some people have asked for unlimited level scaling in the Simulacrum. For whatever reason, DE have decided not to give them that. If you want that reason, you'll have to ask DE. See the hates the Simulacrum. I'm sure there's more than one person at DE that doesn't like the Simulacrum for one reason or another. If I'm quite honest with you on that. But sucks to be them, because this is a very efficient way of testing things. That one died before I got to him. I like the charging up as seen through this reticle. It's nice that the sniper scope has the animation added to it. But yeah, that's looking reasonably effective. Can't be too upset with that. One more shot. Have I not got enough punch through to get through that wall? Okay. There we are. How does the gun feel? Handling, zoom, recoil, etc. I mean, it's got 2 zooms. It is indeed very much a sniper. Recoil, bam. Pretty minimal all told. Resets very quickly. If I give myself a bit of a speed buff. Yeah. There we are. Yeah, holding mouse just holds the shot. Very true. If you want to keep firing, you do have to keep clicking with this one. For optimal fire rate, it is a rhythm weapon. Alright. So, if I were to say... Oh, I don't know. Not you. Grab us a little bit of a Labos here. Grab us a little bit of a... Arcane Acceleration. Amp up the electric power some more. And go... Not terrible. Not terrible. Alright, let's replace those with Dedicants. Yeah. Just a quick little reload. Re-up that in the process. Eventually they perish. Eventually they perish. Now, for comparison's sake, let's do the same thing, but with a Burston. Gun charge. I need to recharge. Oop. So it seems the Burston is struggling in comparison here. And there's a very good reason for that. The Burston is very, very single target focused, and the Dedicans don't like it when you focus single targets. They really, really don't like that. Do you see how much extra damage I do at first? And then it just peters out. So with the Vadarya targeting different enemies, it's spreading out its damage more. And so that gets around a lot of the attenuation issues. And we're going to go for heat setup rather than electric. Just try and be a bit fair with that. I'm just firing down Main Street and letting whatever happens happen. I have also picked up some apparently headshot kills here. Does shooting the crotch shot count that much for a weak point hit? Seems so. And that's a lot of them. That is the lot of them. When crotch is single hit? How do you mean, Meljade? How do you mean? That's shattered the, what should be the weak point there. I'm seeing, yeah, 11 319s versus if I shoot this one, Bajillions. What if I shoot leg? 7970 versus back to here. No, it's 7970, yeah, it's attenuation happening, that's what. Now I don't appear to be getting the headshot kills. I wonder... Oh, one just happened and it's not the target I'm firing at. It might be a result of electric procs hitting the back of a Dedicant in front of them, and that's causing their headshot kill. If I shoot this one specifically there, yeah, that counted as headshot. So I think it might just be the electric proc trying to hit center of mass because I'm using body shots, and that's triggering the headshot kill here. That would seem to be the case. So if you have one Dedicant stood right behind another, that's good news for you, otherwise maybe not. And it happened more consistently before because I was forcing the electric procs in. That makes sense. Will you die from that? You will! Oh, that's good news. Alright, there we are. Random question, the Skewer Elector still do the thing or has it been changed? Does it do the thing well enough? Maybe. Are there other sources of getting credits these days? Yes. Alright, so this has proven at least in Simulacrum workable. Now with this current setup here, let's have a quick looky at stat comparison to say good old Rubico Prime. Rubico Prime's going to be a lot harder to compare on that side because they've got an energy gain and that, and we got old stuff. Let's compare base stats. Let's compare base stats here. So Rubico doesn't have a charge time, Vadarya obviously does. Vadarya has a much bigger magazine, but again, still, charge time is a thing. Base damage is substantially higher on the Vadarya, and that's before any lightning strikes happen. The critical chance is also slightly higher, crit damage is slightly lower, status chance ever so slightly higher, and the damage type electric is a lot more valuable than mostly impact. It also appears to have just no fall off all of a sudden, but no innate punch through, fixable with mods. So just on the basis of looking at this, it would seem that the Vadarya is in a better spot, up to but not including the whole charge time issue. You do have to get around that. What about Vectis Prime? Good question. Let's have a look then. So if I grab Vadarya and then switch to Vectis Prime. So, gets Vectis Prime. Vectis Prime has a much better reload speed, but a terribly tiny magazine in comparison, so you are going to be spending a lot more time reloading overall. Because that's 0.45 seconds per shot, whereas this is... not even... It's about 0.15 seconds per shot. So 3 times the reload efficiency on that basis. Innate punch through on the Vectis versus none on Vadarya. Base damage Vectis is slightly lower, 350 to 400. The crits are also much lower. That crit damage down from 2.8 to just 2. 40% down, 30%. That's huge. But the status nearly doubles. But it's puncture. Lanka for charge sniper? Sure. Lanka. So, basic meal Lanka has a quick shot and charge shot. Charge shot has a higher base damage, but the crit values are much lower. Status chance a little bit higher. Charge time is slower, fire rate is slower, magazine is smaller, reload is higher, and punch through is an 8. But that's just base stats. When you consider as well, you've then got the option for Chain Lightning. Vadarya just instantly wins. Just instantly. Is there an argument for this over the Sporothrix? Let's have a look. Sporothrix. Let's go for the code of Sporothrix. Why not? Which has that extra 60%. We'll just try and take that into account. The radial damage is very low compared to the direct damage. Let's consider mostly the direct for the moment here. Crits on it are absolutely bugger all, so you do need to force those in. Crit damage is slightly higher. Status chance is through the roof in comparison. And base damage, whilst it appears lower, when you add in the 60% from a progenitor bonus, it will step over it. Otherwise, magazine are relatively comparable. The Vadarya wins just a little bit there, but it's nothing too big to worry about. And there is this particularly noteworthy AoE. When I say noteworthy, it's tiny, but it does exist. With this as well, there was the... oh, it's already on here. Shots have punch through, barbs instantly explode. Barbs that strike enemies directly have much greater radius and status chance. Yeah. Because the explosion is that much smaller and you're having to force crits into it, that's a tight one. It's hard to say who really wins there. The greater the grouping, the stronger the Sporothrix will be. Whereas you don't need as strong grouping to get maximum value out of Vadarya. It's just Vadarya has a limited number of targets. Yeah. Okay, So I've currently got this modded on pure electric basis, just trying to get the value out of that to effectively add even more AoE to it, and to double dip on the headshot bonuses here. Let's just take this into a mission and see how it plays out. I'm going to take a weapon maxing raw level, so I'm only going to use the raw, not the valence formation, just to simulate a generic overall buff. Because let's face it, raw is a damn good one. So I'm just going to use that as a generic buff. I'm going to take Worm, but I'm not going to take Worm with a crit setup. I'm going to take Worm just as having a companion for companion's sake. The rest of this loadout I'm going to leave where it is. It's not even my focus. Let's have a look here. More than 90 minutes in stream? Ah, good point, LU. So we're going to dip out of here, and we're actually going to do a giveaway. Thank you very much, LU. I did get a little carried away and looking in the simulacrum stuff there. So, let's pop ourselves here, and let's have a look at what giveaway we can do. You know what? So as not to overly eclipse the stream details here, not to break momentum, let's do a big single run here. We're going to do 4 winners of a former bundle. We're going to do 4 winners of a former bundle. So let's kill the background music there. Let's switch over to the giveaway handler. There we are. Alright then. So the way this works is very, very simple. I'm going to set this for 4 winners. It is open. Type ! Hype me in the chat for a chance to win a former bundle. Because we've got some brand new weapons, some brand new prime frame, and there's obviously more around the corner. Former is always a valuable resource. So this is a gift from yours truly to 4 winners here. And thanks for the support on the stream yesterday. The hype trains we hit were immense. It was, I think, a level 5 and a level 2. So much appreciated on that. So I'll give you all a moment on that. ! Hype me in the chat for a chance to win one of these 4 former bundles. We'll give it away here. As for the characters sliding onto screen, you'll notice there are a lot of levels prime here. Part of that is because if you are a subscriber or VIP, you can change what avatar you appear to slide on with using the ! Pick frame command. If, however, you are not a subscriber or supporter, subscriber or VIP, you can still just join in the giveaways. You get the default, which on this channel is a Lavos Prime, because of course we are Lavos mains here. That's how it works. By saying that we had level 2 earlier, we had level 1, it didn't complete level 2. But that will be taken into account later as well. Darth Washbear putting hype me and Loki doesn't work. That's just the hype me command. Alright, give you all one more moment on grabbing the hype me command if you wish to join in on the giveaway here. I see Beljade sliding in at the end there. 5, 4, 3, 2...
If I sub and do hype me again, will it update?
It won't update, no. Not on this particular run here. But it will be updated for the future as and when the bot understands that it should be up to date for you. But yeah, you can't pick frame until you are subscribed. If you've already entered into the giveaway, then it can't take you out and put you back in again. There's only so many checks I want this program to be running. And yo! Dad of War Gaming, subscribing there on tier 1 for 3 months in advance. Thank you very much for dropping that there, much appreciated. That's going to carry you through, what now? Right through September, October, and November you've got covered for you there. Thank you very much on that. And of cake as well, as much as to respond to your question, thank you very much for the 2 years of support. Very much appreciated. Cheers indeed. Alright, that's enough time for everyone to have a chance to get in on this former bundle. If you've not already grabbed a hype me command, you didn't want to join in time. Let's do our draw. Let's have a look then. Out of 80 of you who joined in, only 4 of you can be winners here, which, to be fair, are pretty decent odds. 4 out of 80, that's 1 in 20. That is basically, we're looking for 4 people who can roll a natural crit. That's what we're looking for here. Who 4 of you can roll a natural crit to defeat this boss? Because modded crits don't count. And here are 4. It is Darth Washbear, Bobster356, Split X Gemini, and Oreo. There are our winners on that there. Darth Washbear, Bobster356, Split X Gemini, and Toriel. Congratulations to the 4 of you on that. So the way this works now is very simple. If you haven't already done so, those 4 of you there, use the !IGN command to put in both your Warframe username and the platform that you are on, and I'll be sending out all of the giveaways or details on those giveaways at the end of the stream. Save us having to dig around for those details right now. So yeah, !IGN, those 4 of you there, make sure you have submitted your in-game names so that I can send you those form bundles at the end of the stream. Alright then, let's reset that giveaway program. Let's send us back into Warframe now. And you can have me back as well. Hello! Alright then. Let's have a look at the Vadarya Prime in action. We're going to take it. I am going to go with background music. There we are. Let's go with a little bit of Void Mott Survival to start. Why not? There we go. For anyone wondering as to that little giveaway doodad there, you won't find that on any other stream. That little giveaway program, that was custom coded by yours truly. I looked at all the giveaway options out there. I decided I wanted different, and so I made my own. It seems to work quite nicely. Alright, so those are some crunchy hits. I'm seeing 600,000 odd damage on one of those, yep. Armored enemies taking a fair chunk less damage. 1 million hit on a Butcher. Can't be too upset with that. And bear in mind, those are the direct hits. Any electric procs and things that survive are even stronger because of the raw buff, the headshot buff, double dipping. All of that lot coming together quite nicely. Free up the raw. I think I have it augmented so it's recastable. I must have done. I cast it whilst there was a timer on it. What language did I code it in? What framework is applicable? So I was actually coding it using GML primarily. So it's a Game Maker language. It is native to the Game Maker Studio. It allows me to create that interface, that graphical interface of it in a much easier fashion. So that's the one I chose to use. Don't remember when, but I managed to get the professional version of that on like a 96 or something % discount, which was a win.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
All right. Yeah, the reason I've got the crappy little Gamma Core equipped was just for testing earlier. The only weapon I'm looking at right now is the Vadarya. The rest of it isn't part of this test, so we can see the capabilities of this. My life support has dropped right low, by the way. What is my kill rate? Kill rate is pretty good. What the fuck? Why is my life support this low? Where's all the life support hiding? It might be the game doing this thing where there's a whole bunch of life support modules somewhere, and it just doesn't want to show me them because I'm zoomed in or something. Xmas got instantly obliterated. I do love to see that. Using a pseudo random number generator then? Yeah, so the code that's built into it is using a built-in pseudo-random determination. Given that we're having giveaway entrants in the 2 to 3 digits, perfect randomness isn't an issue. So just straight up using default program code for that is fine with me, as it should be fine with everyone else, to be quite honest. It's still more random than rolling a 6-sided dice is. Now, I could be improving the damage further on this by full ADSing, yeah. To go from aim to scoped, but it's not necessary. Things are dying. Bigger issue is they don't seem to be dying fast enough. I am a little slow on the kills. I don't think I was that slow on the kills, but I am a little slow on the kills here. Let's re-up that raw buff. Oh, I see. You were just trying to mess with me. Got it. Well, that's fine. It's easy to tell when people are messing through text chat. Everyone knows it is probably one of the easiest things to get in any interaction ever. There is a mania somewhere. Hold on. What's going on with you, mate? I mean, if you just want to sit there and take it. Oh, my fire rate has been murdered. No, my beautiful, beautiful fire rate. Give it back. There we go. So in terms of a point-and-click adventure, it's working. How do you control normal ADS versus scoped? You press your middle mouse button whilst aiming. I love that people referring to this as ADS rather than aim, by the way. Because, yes, I'm definitely aiming down the sights here. That is what I'm doing. I'm definitely not still looking over my shoulder.
This will help our cause.
I am definitely using the sights on this gun. Oh, raw buff ran out. Let me fix that. At this tier, though, this appears to be working plenty fine enough. And the lightning effect is working quite nicely as well. If it hits a stronger enemy, the high chance of electric proc is also working out quite nicely. Because it means then anything close to it also starts to get Zapparino'd at full power. Alright, didn't even realise that one was an Xmas. Yeah, whilst I was reloading, the creatures in that small area died. So far, so good. Aside from, running out of life support. It's not an amazing kill rate, but that might just be a skill issue, to be honest. There is definitely the issue of charge time that is slowing down how quickly I can engage each of these targets.
They come to this place when they know they are not sure.
Yeah, I am running a little shy on that life support.
My brothers, did I not
Now, where is Vorman? Where you at, mate?
prophesize this moment?
I also want to be clear, I'm just using Raw at the moment. I'm not using Venance Formation or any other kind of buffs. This is just gun plus Raw. And Reinforced Bond, because Reinforced Bond is amazing. Oh, here he is. Done.
The energy of the youngest king. Forever bow to the void. We cannot blame
So that is resilient. Raw ran out. I'm gonna run out of life support if I fight him directly here. I need to go get this. Which is frustrating.
You are running out of time. Consider extraction. Life support activated.
How does Vadarya work with Site 9? How do you think it works with Site 9? Before I try listing off every possible interaction, what's the actual interaction you're curious about? Because there's got to be a singular interaction that has got you all questioning it. How do you think it works? Is it me or is war just not turned up again? Oh shit me, I thought I'd rolled out the bubble. I guess I was too soon and hadn't actually bubbled. Bollocks. Well. It's... Alright, I will check your message in a moment, Oven Cake. Never mind. Tilt. Let's get out of this mission. No sacrificing companion? Correct, Brother Oni. That is what you just observed. Alright.
It is done.
Hey, don't get resup though. I don't even know what you were saying, Bite. What are words? Right then, so... Oven Cake, what were you hiding here? How does the Vadarya work with Cytonine, question mark? The lightning would give anti-synergy with his evade, right? Question mark, not weak point kills. What makes you think it's not weak point kills? This is the bit I don't understand about your question. You're saying it's not weak point kills. Why? Why is it not weak point kills? Which bit am I missing here? Because we tested it earlier. It is weak point kills if you hit the weak point to trigger it. As a follow-up to... Oh, bye. Alright, if you're replying to a previous message, just hit the reply button. It's fine. Come on, Bite, you're a regular here. You gotta help me as much as I help you. You didn't know that? Fair enough then, Oven Cake. This is why I question the bit there. Now I understand. The AoE lightning can get weak point kills. The additional hit lightning. I don't like calling it AoE because it's not AoE. An area is targeted, but it's not AoE. It's not explosions. It's not radial damage. Individual targets that are in the area are targeted. Individual enemies. When they are targeted with an attack that mimics the precision and nature of your original attack. So if you aim for the body with Vadarya Prime, then within an area, a number of enemies from 0 to 3 will be hit by lightning aiming for center of mass. If you hit the head, then a number of enemies within that area will be aimed for the head, should they have one. Yes, there is a Lavos build video. Exclamation mark Lavos. Shouldn't work with resupply since additional hit, not part of the trigger and build it. Correct. Alright, let's have a look at that. That's a fair question. Does it work with Cytonine's resupply? Is the question people are trying to ask around each other at the moment. Would it proc lightning strikes explode if you're standing there blasting enemy held by blood, altar, or gaze? No idea. We can check that as well. Would I perform against Eidolons? Probably like shit, to be quite honest. Because even if it works in any capacity of works, every decent Eidolon setup one-shots the limbs. And every other time you're either using void damage or you're about to nuke the bastard anyway. So relying on chain lightning is... it's just bad. I can't even come up with a good comparison, it's just bad. Fungus, cheers. You can't get a lightning weak point kill enemies without weak point? Correct, yes. If they don't have a weak point to hit, you don't hit a weak point. It does not magic one up. Likewise, if an enemy will have a different type of weak point to another one you hit, different weak point modifiers will be in play. There ain't no tricks. There ain't no cheating this one in. So, let's grab ourselves an Elite Lancer. One basic dude bro like that. Let's start by putting a shot into the leg here. Yep, 1488. What a very unfortunate damage number, but it's what we've got. And let's slap... Let's slap... Let's put blast on this. So the direct hit... Okay. You know, I'm not following up what I'm seeing here. Random? No. Logo here. Thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1 there. Welcome on in. Much appreciated. Enjoy your lovely blue sub badge, your emotes, your access to support at T-Lounge over on the Discord, and no more ads for you. Right. What am I seeing here? Let's use a testing Vadarya. Let's make this easier on me. Let's switch to unmodded. You know, I'll keep the point strike just to give it exactly 100% crit. That'll make my life a little easier as well. Okay, do I have electric shards on? Oh, I do. Okay. Well, it should be fine. We'll see. Point is, brand new enemy. I hit them in the leg. 378, followed by lightning 378. That's good. 378, 378. Yep, that's working fine. So I add blast to this. Now that ability says it's giving us extra damage, right? Last time I didn't see extra. Oh yeah, it's a separate hit extra, isn't it? That's what I was getting confused with. Yeah, okay, yep. Right. Now that is all adding up. And at no point is it triggering the extra damage on lightning. Yep. The lightning does not work with these. So Cytonine is one of the technically worst picks for the sniper. Taking the numbers that Arbitrary gave us, just trusting them to be accurate in this case. We've got... Let's add this up here. Yeah. 17.5% chance of 1 lightning strike, 35% chance of 2, and 17.5% of 3, which comes out to an average of 1.4 lightning strikes per hit. So if you have a... yeah, take it that the lightning strikes are, for all intents and purposes, just as effective as the weapon hit itself. It's more effective when you consider that it can hit different targets, so you're not getting as much overkill, but taking that it's just equal effectiveness, that means that the lightning strikes alone increase the damage of the weapon to 240% what it would be without it. In the case of Cytonine, then, that means that Cytonine is missing out on 58% of the damage of the weapon. Because Cytonine... Well, no. Cytonine's ability. 58% less damage than you'd hope from the ability bonus. Or in other words, this ability is 42% effective when used with a Vadarya. Because all of that bonus is just going into the direct hit, it's not going into lightning strikes. Caliban cannot mix and match his sentience, no. At least not in Warframe. In D&D he might be able to, but not in Warframe. And cheers, bye. Alright. I'm going to ask a silly question. I'm going to regret this question immediately, so I ask that you make me not regret it. What other Warframe ability interactions do we think may still need to be verified with a Vadarya? Emphasis on the word need. Not Shock Trooper. Shock Trooper is well understood. What other interactions are we concerned about with Vadarya? We've seen how it works with Lavos and Valence Formation. We've seen how it works with resupply here on Site 9. Raw is just raw is just raw. Backlash will work the same way as Site 9. Let's confirm that. Let's see, he's got plenty of life left in him. Yep, looks like Toxic Lash has the same weakness as Resupply there. Confirmed. If you shoot the airless canister, does it proc the strike? I asked for Warframe interaction, Mirror Abe. Come on. Araxia's 4th AoE. Araxia's 4th AoE. Hold on. What? Araxia 4th AoE explosion damage. Right, yeah. Same as Site 9. Doesn't work. Mace's 1, does it buff the lightning? Oh, that's an interesting one. Does Mace's 1 carry over to buff the lightning after working on the main attack? That is an interesting question. Oops, I picked up a blast pack. Ew. Let's get rid of that. There we are. Alright then. Well, the lightning can charge ballistic battery. I've just seen that there, so that's good for us. Let's get this thing charged as quickly as I can. There we go, 100% charged. So let's see what happens here. Let's get that electric proc to expire. There we go. Gonna aim center of mass only. And not trigger a lightning bolt. Amazing, 30% chance. DE. Why is this a chance-based mechanic? Who benefits from this being a chance-based mechanic? Alright, fully charged. Fuck! Alright. I'm good. I'm good. So this weapon has lots of ammo in it, which gives you a lot of opportunities to keep going. Should an enemy take a few tries to get there. There we go, fully charged. Alright, no electric fox on it, so we don't have to wait for that. That is good. Quick reload. Four times the charm. Okay, fully charged. Reload. Here we go. No. After all that, I can confirm that Ballistic Battery does not, in fact, buff up the Lightning Strike. It hit for 671 goddamn damage. Raptor, cheers. Okay. Well, that was a little bit painful to test. This is RNG being RNG, but we can now confirm that Ballistic Battery doesn't work happily with Vadarya Prime. And yeah. That's a little bit of a sad one there. So far, we've got anti-synergy with Sarin, Araxia, Cytoline, and now Mesa. What about Smite Infusion Orbit for everyone's first ability? That's basically modded elemental damage, and so will work just fine. I know I did say earlier, no asking about Shock Trooper. This also extends to the other abilities that do the exact same thing. Does the Lightning Strike multiple targets if they are ragdolled and grouped? Asks Gamerflex. Interesting. How best are we going to test that? How best are we going to test that? To have them all in one spot. I think Vazarin 2 might be the correct one here, Flo, yeah. Vazarin 2 is going to be the best shout. Alright. Ah yes, we've got the Blood Altar and Citrine Gem still to have a look as well. Sure. Okay, so none of that is going to interfere. Let's swap you over to Vazarin. Let's grab ourselves a couple of these dudes. And double check that we have no multi-shot on our modding here. Nope, that's good. Alright then, nothing but crits. Scoop up most of them to see if this one can lightning into them. Or are they too far away? They might actually be too far away, that's unfortunate. There we go. Well, that confirms it to me. I'm seeing singular hits per lightning strike, despite them having a an inappropriate time together. So no, this confirms it. AOE is exactly the wrong word to use. There is nothing AOE about this weapon. It's AOT, area of targeting, not area of effect. They are. Safe to assume Zala's Whisper also won't work? Safe to assume, yes. By wanting us to switch up the sounds here. Alright then. You requested, what was it? Lo-fi? Lo-fi. Let's grab the lo-fi playlist. Boop. Okay. What was there? Next one was Blood Altar. Does Condition Overload affect the damage of the lightning? No, Condition Overload goes onto your melee weapon. Does Condition Overload, as in Galvanized Aptitude, work? No. Also no on that one. We tested that one earlier. No bueno. Sadly the case. Alright, we've got some enemies over here, so they should be good for testing this. We already know this guy is close enough, so let's just put him on altar. How lovely and grim. Why is it that energy color? What have I done? In any case, let's shoot this guy. Lightning denied. Lightning denied. Can these guys lightning him? Yes! There it is. There it is again. Okay, so not only does this not allow you to chain off of this target, but it will absorb some of the attacks you would probably want to be hitting other targets. So that is also a negative interaction there. I don't know why I needed all that energy. Okay. What was the other question? Something to do with citrine. What was it? Can the lightning activate citrine's gem? Ooh. That is an interesting question. Given how much damage this gem does, I'm probably inclined to not give a damn, but let's find out. Let us find out. So, if we pop a good old Gemarino over here, we again know that target is in range to be zappified, so if I aim at this one and see if that one ever gets jammed, or any of the others for that matter. Ah. That is a big fat no on that. So we have anti-synergy as well with Citrine's gem. Ooh, I'm gonna need a list. I'm gonna need a list at this point. So, let's make a notepad. Alright, Vadarya anti-synergy list. We have Cytonine. Resupply does not do the bonus hit on lightning strikes. Nor does the bonus hit cause lightning, because we didn't see that either. We have Citrine. Prismatic Gem is not triggered by lightning. Prismatic Gem is very emotionally stable. Also, I did not put Citrine on here. I wrote Citinray. That, well done, fingers. Like, over two... Yeah, we're closing in on 3 decades of using a computer, and I still can't type. Alright, gonna also put brackets on the Cytonine 1. Same for Sarin, Araxia, assuming Zaku. What else did we test there? Garuda, Blood Alter target cannot trigger lightning, but can take the lightning from another target being shot. This is all painful. Yep, Mesa's one. Yep, so Mesa, Ballistic Battery, or just BB, does not boost the lightning, only the initial shot. Untested on deactivating after shot before lightning, because I'm not going to try and get that timing done. I'm too old. Real Cake asking, do the lightning strikes hits count as strikes with a weapon for the purposes of arcanes and charging ballistic battery? Yes. Yes, indeed. So we did see that whilst charging ballistic battery. We also saw it with primary deadhead, where a lightning strike kill, even a lightning strike into a status proc, killed in such a way to trigger primary deadhead, because the status proc was an electric proc that hit the head. So shoot the head of one target, cause another target to get headshot by the lightning triggered an electric proc on the head, that electric proc killed the target, deadhead went, yep, that's good enough for me. Yeah, we might as well do the Zaku test, mightn't we? Let's just be complete about this. I can't complain about someone else doing 600 tests only of something and not even do one test myself on something else. You're very right. Well, that's confirmed. Yep. Zarda's Whisper also does not work for it. Funzy saying Araxi's 4th is only AoE on kill, not on hit from testing. Sorry. Good point. You were on about... Oh yeah, you were on about the explosion. I was looking at the extra damage. Yeah. The extra damage was no bueno. The explosion, I'll be quite honest. If anyone cares about the explosion damage on Araxi's 4, please get out of the level 10 missions. There is more to Warframe. Just putting it out there, damage numbers at that scale don't matter. Zaku presumably is double synergy failure or anti-synergy, because gaze could also be that as well, yeah. Have we tested Zephyr? I'll be honest, I usually try to hide away from Zephyr for the same reason that Warframe's QA department tried to hide away from Zephyr. Zephyr does things that should not be done. It interacts, but I'm not going to say that it really matters. It's not like Slampatees in the middle of this. So yeah, if we let all those procs run out, if I do that now, and then, blam. How many electric procs? 90, 20 electric, 21? Yeah. Bunch more. Bunch more. Crazy more, yeah. Harrow crit mult effects. Look, Loki Fist, I understand that we are looking at a Twitch chat. You can't exactly put in essays, but you can manage a sentence. Help me out here. What are you asking for me to check on Harrow crit mult effects? Is there a reason we use a tornado augment? It gives more slammy slams. It's usually just there for that. Yep, cool. Lightning struck. Tactical Fatty, you don't need to guess for other people. They can explain themselves. It's all good. Especially when you basically just say the same thing they did. If you do Zephyr plus Blast Vadarya, can you get the bug of infinite hits and lightning again? I believe that the blast bit was taken out, but maybe if it hits the tornadoes. Sure. Oh, you're making a bad joke, Tactical Fatty. I see. That's fine. I'm sure a mod will come along to let you know what I think of that. I mean, I was going to go with the Warn A-Gear, but okay, fair enough. Alright, A-Gear is out for blood today. Everyone beware. Gets a message across? You didn't send a message, that's the problem. Ah shit, I picked up the blast thing from sight. Alright then, so... Well, that doesn't really do much of anything, no. Like, it looks like there's a lot, but that's just because I am hitting multiple enemies at once, which is basically just punch through. In terms of blast have any effect? No.
Excellent taste.
Because look, I'm gonna go take the blast off.
Bad joke here, smile.
Miralabe, I hate that you're correct. I hate that you're correct. Because, yes, I cannot be... Well... I cannot be too upset at bad jokes if they are put in £50 tip messages. So, all the same, Miralabe, thank you very much for that there. That is hugely generous, if as ever mildly chaotic. But yeah, if I do that same thing there and I just switch the blast out for, oh, I don't know, magnetic. There we go. So we're losing both of the AoE status effects. Now we just have shitty little magnetic against these very much not weak to magnetic enemies. And we get the exact same result. The lightning is still doing lightning things. Quite a few strikes come down. It's like War of the Worlds, except it runs out straight away. So yeah, we have got the impact of shooting a tornado means shooting a bunch of enemies at once. But there's nothing special about blast. D did specifically patch that out. It's just Zephyr. Speaking of Dagath, does the lightning spread doom when using Spectral Spirit? Oh my. Oh my. This is a frame I try to forget. Alright, Doom. Yes, let's have a look. So go Doom. Okay, lightning can trigger Doom. Yeah. Gotta re-up the Doomage. And swing, swing. Oh yeah, we see 601, 300. There was one took 2 strikes, that one took 1. Yeah. Does the silencer mod make the lightning strike silent so it doesn't break a virus stealth? Interesting. Let's hush lightning. Sure. Oh, I have Glow Cloak on. Let's make this a little bit more obvious. There we go. Yes, Hush will hush the weapon and the lightning. At least as far as Avara is concerned. Does this affect all of these enemies thoroughly? So at the moment they're all just kind of stood there. If I now cycle through... Oh, not that. I now have a walking invis field going around that guy. So I put them all to sleep. This should get rid of their alertness, unless there is considered alarms here. We'll find out in a sec. Oh no, it's still considered having alarms. God damn it. I'll have to test this in a mission. Great! Think only Baruch Lul disables their memory? I think you're incorrect. Unless you're talking about only in Simulacrum, in which case maybe. Alright, let's go here. Do we test if it breaks Prowl to begin with? I mean, the weapon would, yes.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Okay, bunch of enemies. So I want to see if they react to the sound, and that's why I'm on a level 1 mission. So I want to shoot one when no one sees it happen. No reaction to the sound. We got someone who spotted the corpse, but no reaction to the sound. Which means there was no sound. And looks like LOS wasn't required from main target to that one being affected either. That's good. Now in terms of awareness, so this guy is soft alert now. If I go, beep, give it a moment, 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 a few more seconds. A few more seconds. Here we go. He wakes up unalerted. This is a crucial element of Avara's sleep, that it can reset the alert status. Yeah. This is useful if you're doing, you know, a whole bunch of stealth kills and whatnot, because Xmas, you can't so easily do it, because you can't put them to sleep. So you knock off their overguard first, then you put them to sleep. They then forget that there was something they were concerned about, they wake up again later, and then you just go. And then you just go blap. It's all good. So yeah, now we know that. Silent lightning strikes are available. Have the remote observer shenanigans been fixed yet? I haven't seen a patch note for them. I'll leave that as an exercise to the viewer otherwise to explore. Is it possible to cloak arrow a corpse to make it non-detectable? I don't think so, no. Yeah, it's relatable, isn't it, Jade? You take a nap and everything you were worried about, if it was some small thing, it goes away. But if there's still alarms blaring, then you wake up and it's still alert. Yup. Alright. Is there any others that we need to worry ourselves with in all of this? So, Caliban, nothing I care about. Lavos, we've already been through. Mace, we've been through. Wukong, nothing to worry about. Ash, no. Eclipse, what would we be worried about with Eclipse Flow? Didn't test Dagaf's augment specifically? Oh, sorry. What specifically am I testing on Dagaf's augment? Which one of these damn augments? A special spirit. Is it this one we're looking at? 100% chance for weapons and abilities to apply Doom. Right. That's what we're wanting. Okay. Sure, let's just slap that over this thing right now. Let's see if this can cause this. Sure. Let's see, is the lightning either weapon or ability, or is it neither? Considering other things have treated it as a weapon, I'm going to say it's a weapon. Do the lightning strikes require line of sight from the original target? I feel like Ken said it did. No, I said it didn't. I specifically said it didn't because I shot an enemy on one side of a rock, and then an enemy on the other side of the rock died. What I don't know is if I need LOS to the target, because someone else just claimed that, I noticed. We'll cover that in a moment. Okay, so, got a few enemies spawned. Activate that. So, if we shoot the middle one. Yeah, shoot the middle one. Shoot the middle one. I didn't see any doomage happening here. Curious. Also, my abilities run out. Wow, the terminal actually worked. Oh my god. Wait, what? Oh, it might be from the electric proc. It might be from the electric proc. Let me change this to magnetic. Also, let's make it not silent anymore, because that's just silly. I'm not seeing doomage. I take that back. How much of a chance is it? That's a good question. So this, if there's a doom effect that it'll always do the thing, what's the chance of it applying doom? Is it 100%? Is it less than 100%? 100% chance. So no, it's ranked up. How to build the new Vadarya Prime after its nerf if I give it to the Wu clone? As you would if you're just using it yourself, to be honest. There's nothing special about the Wu clone to concern yourself with there. Because, yeah, hip fire accuracy is 100%. It's looking like the first lightning doesn't trigger it, and the follow-up ones are? That can't be right. That can't be right. First one didn't doom. Follow-ups. Dooms on both. This one took a second strike. 100% isn't affected by ability strength. Oh, true. What's my strength is 219%. I'm definitely good on that side. Maybe it's some other stat. I'm at 93% duration. Is that somehow affecting it? It shouldn't. But in case it is, let's just put the duration over 100 so we know for certain we're good there. Just in case. Alright. Second strike on this guy. Second strike on this guy. Oh my fucking god. Why? Okay, so Spruce is saying, I think I see what's happening. Your weapon shot is doing the same. The first shot is applying doom, but not storing the damage, which is indicated by the scythe. The second has its damage stored, giving the scythe marker. Right. Wait, is that in... Hold on. I'm actually going to need the wiki page on this one. I try to avoid this frame. I'll be honest, I do not enjoy Dagath. So, Spectral Spirit. Blah, 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 blah. Gives all weapons abilities a chance to inflict doom for the duration. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. None of that helps me. Nothing on the wiki page says anything about only works on the... Well, actually, let's just grab another weapon. Yeah, there we go. Fair enough. I just misunderstood how the ability worked. Despite normal Doom applying its effect from itself on the cast, every source of Doom from weapons doesn't count on the first one. It does damage, then Doom, not Doom, then damage. This fucking game. I'm just gonna do a giveaway. Let's do another giveaway, shall we? To make up for all this head-scratching pain and misery, let's just give some people some good stuff, shall we? Let's do another set of former bundles. Why not? Let's switch ourselves around on that there. Let's load up the giveaway handler. There we go. Get my face out of the way. We don't need me in the way. Right then, we're going to do another 4 former bundles. 4 winners, 4 people, each winning themselves a former bundle. Let's open the draw on this. Type into the chat !hype me for a chance to win that. This is because of the hype trains we have hit over the last couple of days here. We've had a level 5, a level 2, and a level 1. We've already done 4 giveaways. This is the next set of 4 on that. And this is still separate from the Caliban Prime Access giveaway. That'll be drawn at the end of stream. Make sure you do have a ticket for that, which is just ! ticket. Also, there was a hydrate in there. Entropy. Cheers. There we are. !hype me in the chat for a chance to win one of these 4 former bundles. If you did win one of those 4 on the previous giveaway we did like an hour or so ago, you can still enter this one as well. There's no restriction on that. If you are a double winner, well, that just means you're a really lucky person, doesn't it? That just means you're a really lucky person. LJ trying to kill you again? Ah, yes. It's the meme. All the people in the church with the guns pointed at each other's back of the head. How do you change Warframes in this thing? So in order to change Warframe in this, to appear as a different frame on here, all of these are using my fashions, or like they're off. You would use the !pick frame command. Only subscribers and VIPs can use it. !pick frame, and then just whichever frame you want, be it Protea, be it Cytonine, be it Lavos. Well, Lavos is a default. Again, that's only for subscribers, and when you pick it, that's what you'll have for all future giveaways you join that use this program. All of them. To be clear as well, if you're a subscriber, say you've been gifted a subscription, and you pick, I don't know, Protea, and then your subscription runs out, you still keep the cosmetic. You still appear as Protea in these giveaways. It doesn't reset it, it doesn't take it away from you, so whether you sub for yourself or if someone else gifts you a sub, you can still enjoy that indefinitely. You just lose the ability to change it until you become a subscriber again. A little perk for those of you who do support the channel. Kind of suspicious anyone want to switch off Lavos? Hey, everyone's got their own choices, Moose. Everyone's got their own choices. You know, just because some of those choices are wrong doesn't mean I'm going to stop them from entering a giveaway. Looking as snazzy as they so choose to look. Alright then. You can't type Pickframe Gauss you sent previously worked. If the bot responded to you, it worked. If the bot didn't respond, you may have sent it when someone else had just sent theirs. There is a 2-second internal cooldown because otherwise the bot could accidentally start trying to assign the wrong detail to the wrong person. So that's how I got away with fixing a chase condition. I literally just told it to wait 2 seconds. Alright. I think there's enough time for everyone to grab themselves that giveaway entry there. If you've not already done exclamation mark hype me, well, you're too slow on the draw. So let's do the draw now. 88 entries. Who are our 4 winners going to be? Let's see who we've got then. Well, if you see your name in these first few, evidently it's not going to be you. This boss has damage attenuation. The more people fight it, the more people die to it. It's going to take a lot of you. It's going to take all of you your very, very best shots to get through. In fact, I mean, technically you're not firing, you're just dying entering the arena. DE, please buff Lavos. Not enough hit points. And our winners are Male Jade, Bite Bitson, is that Olympic Dragon?
Excellent
Olympic
work,
Dragon,
Cal.
and
Extraction point is up
Kylo Ren. There we go. Male Jade, Bite Bitson, Olympic Dragon, and Kylo Ren. Congratulations on winning yourselves a former bundle right there. For those 4 of you in particular, make sure you have used the IGN command to submit what is your Warframe username and platform. That way I can do all the giveaways at the end of the stream. Once I've signed it all off, just send those over to you there. So again, make sure you 4 definitely have used the IGN command, but everyone can use it as well to save your details for as and when you do win a giveaway here as well. Is it crazy you've always read it as Bite Bison? I see, you've you got something a little bit bovine on the mind, I guess. Fair do. Alright, let's pop us back out of that, back into Warframe. I'm done on that. I'll just say I've had one previously and used the command, so it should be good. Well, there we are then. If you've already used the command, then you've done as I said, you've used the command. It's a very simple solution. Right. But that was the former bundles. We'll be doing a Caliban Prime Access giveaway in about half an hour's time, so make sure you are around for that. Or at the very least, make sure you've done exclamation mark ticket, because even if you aren't around, you can still win it with that. Exclamation mark ticket to enter into that Caliban Prime Access giveaway at the end of the stream. That is provided by DE. The former bundles are provided by me. Just so you know exactly where each of those bits and pieces are coming from. Also, I'm back again. Hello. Alright, I haven't even looked at Venato today, I'll be honest. I've been so focused on all the curious and potential interactions with the Vadarya here, which is, turns out, a lot of interactions, but the Gath's interaction is pretty much as expected. It's treated like a weapon hit. The first one turns on Doom, future ones can follow up on that doomed effect, so isn't that wonderful? Good thing Venato is way simpler. Honestly, I'm kind of sad that the melees that get released tend to be so much simpler that it's almost boring. I will be quite honest. Yeah, we've had a look at basically every interaction that could be of note there. It is otherwise just a sniper rifle. You mod it just like a sniper rifle. It does sniper rifle things. It's an innate electric sniper rifle, so you can lean into that if you wish to. Because of the way electric works with both target acquired and primary deadhead, you get just extra power out of those electric procs. Yo, Zenos Fire! Thank you very much for the belated birthday wishes there. Much appreciated. I did indeed have an awesome time running the D&D adventure yesterday. That was... it was brilliant. Also, kudos to the players. They couldn't do anything other than make the right decision, could they? How many TPKs? We didn't have a single person go down. We didn't have a single person go down. Brozyme tried. I will say, Brozyme certainly tried to get obliterated by taunting a Warframe that had just been chucked into a chasm by then flying over said chasm as well. And the Warframe did not take this kindly and immediately dropped Brozyme to the ground as well. But he survived. He survived, and so, yeah, no one got down during that. But that's because they were taking all the right choices, they were doing very well at staying hidden, and so they never actually had too much of a threat to deal with. That was the whole design of it. The better they do, the less risk they're under. If they had done poorly, well... Behind the scenes, I was keeping track of the Empire's progress on uncovering the plans. If they had got to that full uncovering of the plans and decided to reinforce the tower, it would have been a deadly fight. But that didn't happen, so yeah. That did not happen. Gotta live on the edge, respect that. I mean, Brozyme jumped off the edge, so fair enough, but still, yeah. Also, Miralabe, thank you very much for giving a sub directly over to Zenosfire there. That's really nice of you. Once again, all of that there, Miralabe. Thank you very much. So, looking at this here, ultimately, what I've gone for here is a very a safe approach, because it allows you to land body shots, and it's still going to do plenty of damage. Yeah, you're missing out on the critical headshot bonus, which is meaning 6 times damage multiplier minimum there. This is missing out on not using things like galvanized scope. We're not using primary acuity. You can get more damage out of the headshot, but by getting more damage out of the headshot, those mods mean you get less damage out of body shots. And that is a serious risk. We've already got a headshot specific mod on here. I don't think leaning into that too far is a good idea, because as soon as you come across enemies that are not easy or reasonable to headshot, you've got a noodle. Not a gun, not a ray of death, just a noodle. And a singular wet noodle does not go very far. So, you know. Brozyme wanted to recreate the God of War scene, Kratos jumping off the cliff. I mean, Brozyme flew over the cliff and then flew below a zone of darkness, but sure. Alright, now one thing I haven't done is taken this gun into a higher tier situation. So let's grab our Lavos once again here. Let's go on that weapon maxing build. Why not? We got the duration, we got the strength, we got the tank. All of that good stuff. You do love it. Let's try not to perish too quickly to use the gun down here. Or just a moment. Yeah, trying to go for a headshot build against the Infested. That is just painful. Just painful. Alright then, let's see. So, Temporal Archimedio. Yeah, we've already dealt with a lot of this week in testing various bits and pieces. I'm going to just turn off all of these features for now, because I just want to see how the weapon performs without some bullshit getting in the way. I hope you all can appreciate and understand that. Now, against the Legasite, I imagine this weapon is going to be absolute trash, so I am going to bring something a little bit more suitable. But otherwise, yeah. And I won't equip the gun on my companion as much as I want to. Let's just see how it is as it is. Alright, loading us in then. Also gotta kill some Xmas. Yeah, that'll be easy.
Every time a new Legasite gets created, I see a tiny temporal surge. Statistically significant.
One thing I will say about the Vadarya, which is an unusual thing in these designs, a good thing but an unusual one, the Vadarya's bonus in doing those lightning strikes, despite the fact that it is a very clear amplifier of the damage, the base stats of the gun aren't shit. So the gimmick isn't making up for an otherwise reduced starting point. It's not like we've got, hey, you've got 150% bonus damage. By the way, your starting damage is 40%. It's an actually workable gun with an actually workable feature on top of it. That immediately is great news. Well, that was a good opening shot. And the thing is, I don't have to ADS with this weapon. So I can just kind of paint the area. So long as I am precise, I can still get headshot benefits. Which is good. It's unusual to be hip firing a sniper class weapon, but it's not going wrong. Now, I've not messed with the sniper combo side of things, I'll be honest. With the amount of zoom there, I don't really want to work with sniper combo. But if you are better at the game than me, you can do. Would this be a good replacement for the Rubico? Honestly, yes. Part of the issue with snipers is they overkill. You spend a lot of time doing too much damage to one target and not enough damage to others. As I say, as I then take a while to kill that particular target for reasons. This gun gets around that by taking your damage and sending it somewhere else. So, as a replacement for the Rubico, both stats-wise and function-wise, yes. Just don't expect the lightning to be always useful. There are certain things that are just going to land that you will try. Alright, I have switched to cold. Oh, shoot. Was there toxin damage I just didn't notice? Well, this is bad. I don't think I can respawn in time. No, I'm doing no damage here. I'm dead. I didn't notice what caused me, what killed me there.
Say, learn more from failure than success.
Whoops.
Did we learn anything?
You believe it was Accolade? Ah, okay. Yeah. So it turns out using a hipfire sniper rifle up close to those things, risky. Let's cheese the motherfucker. Sometimes you just have to be bad at the game.
Did well. Got a set of crisis events lined up for you.
There we are.
Make sure we get a gold star on each one. If you harvest a legasite under the precise conditions outlined in my model, we should see something.
We're certainly going to see something, aren't we?
Does the tech rot mourn its lost children?
Alright. We got our Mesmer skin.
Let's go, Kalimas.
We got our Raw. Let's do this. Come on, Ghost Cat. Where do you want to go? You want to go downstairs and change your mind? Yep, fair enough. That is a very cat thing to do. Exact same starting spot. Why not? I don't think I hit that once. There is a Jade Xmas. Where are you? There you are. Flap. Feed the kitty. Explode some things. Proc's doing good proc stuff. Re-up the raw buff. Oh, that's myopic munitions getting in the way there, yep. I won't switch to Revenant. I mean, I'd like to think that we can learn from our mistakes here. And when it comes to seeing the effectiveness of a weapon, having to also test our tank in less conducive mains, usually a bad idea. We're seeing how the weapon performs, not how much bullshit I can put up with in a solo ETA. Now, aiming for the head on these guys is difficult because of how they move, but also less necessary because we built this to be a hybrid setup. Let me just re-up this. This is designed to allow us to utilize body shots as well as headshots. The simple idea behind that being that sometimes going for headshots is not an easy idea, and look at this guy, the way they move. It would not be easy to go for the headshots here. Alright, now that other one's trying to get away, so we do need to deal with that quick as we can. I don't have the ability to just add cold procs to my weapon now, so I can't slow them down on demand. We see that the things nearby to us are dying just incidentally, which is very nice. There we go. I think I even destroyed the thing he was trying to go through just by shooting him. So again, it's not AoE, but it is multi-target in an area, which is a very similar effect. Does it feel fine on my finger? Right now, yes. Play it for 2 hours? Probably not. But at least it's not like super spam fire. Yeah, with that charge time, it's bap, 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 bap. That's not too terrible. Alright, where's the cat actually trying to go? Is it... It is going somewhere, okay. There we go, re-up the headshot bonus. Feed the kitty. And we do this again. I don't imagine we're going to get a difference in results now over the next 2 Legocytes compared to the first. We have got basically immortality, and the gun has demonstrated it is capable. I just need to actually hit the weak point on the particularly strong enemies and we're good. Yeah, having some kind of control to make it where enemies slow or stop entirely, probably a good idea if you're dealing with this kind of engagement. I know they should be being stunned by my Mesmer Shield, but then there's so many things to look at once, it's a little bit harder to track. Do we have any pickups? How have I shot that many things and I don't have something to feed the cat? Complain and you get one. What's the headshot on this thing? Okay, enemies have stopped. Yep. Fair enough, I'll just re-up my defense and offense. There you go. Figured out where the fight is, have you? Okay, where's the Jade? Where's the Jade? There's the Jade. And another Jade spawns. Alright, we got 2 Legocytes in different locations this time, which is actually kind of a good thing. Assuming they are actually in different locations. Because it means then when one starts running, I haven't also damaged the other one into running. So I can just take them out one by one. What the hell is this movement? Where's it gone? Well, it's invisible with aqua blades. Alright, let's just re-up the defenses. We're going to need that. Yep, it's now trying to escape. I'll keep putting the damage into it as much as I can, whilst it was making it easy to hit the headshots. Got some extra damage in. And it's affected. Marking the catch to show the position it's running to, not where it's at. You're kidding me. After all this time, I learned the marker on it can be remarked to show you the correct markers to where to go. You kidding? Christ. Alright, so again, because we're built to deal enough damage with body shots, I can just spam this at him. Oh, we lost our fire rate bonus, that's a little unfortunate, but the damage is still working. I am about to run out of all my headshot damage bonuses. And apparently I just could not hit that thing to save my life. Worm has recovered, so we've regained our fire rate. And we managed to keep the damage on it long enough. The game allows us to kill it. Okay, so let's see this thing that Mirrorlode's on about. I go up to the cat. I mark the cat. Crack Legosite. Right. In terms of information I've been given, this is not what I expected. And was also unhelpful. That looks wrong? You're damn right that looks wrong. I don't know what you were expecting to relay, but that's not what I got. Normally jumps to the end position. It very much did not for me. So, fair do. We have the raw bonus. I've taken a lot of damage from some kind of explosions. That obliterated that group quite nicely. I will be honest, as much as this is a sniper, I'm really not sniping, am I? I am hip firing my every shot because sniping in this scenario, especially with my myopic munitions, is just a no-go. These enemies were not made to be sniped. Feed the cat. There we go. Alright then, where are our Legosites? They've both gone invisible. I'll just shoot this guy. Can you kindly take the headshot kill? Thank you. It looks like both Legosites are together for this one, so that's going to make this a little bit harder. Both, I'll be taking attacks from them both, but also they can run off and split up. Looks like actually I might be fortunate. They are split apart already. That's good. I can use that. God knows whatever it thought it was doing there. Now it thinks invisibility is going to save it. I can tell you that is not going to work. You're already down to half health. Come here, buckaroo. One down, one more to go. Scuppered that jump. Alright, the marker hath vanished and the cat is shaking its head in dismay. I'm useless without a marker. Please help, game. Is that the thing? Oh, that was actually it. It come over to me. I thought it was somewhere else still. Truly, this is the skillful gameplay one expects of a sniper. I stand right next to the opponent, hip firing shots into their body. Ow! Oh shit, I got staggered, which means that ran out. Oh, I didn't notice that I'd run out. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. When will the giveaway be? At the end of this mission.
But... Okay, I know what to do next.
Far be it from me to undermine the confidence of youth.
Let's get out of here nice and quick. Okay, that is the opposite of quick. That is a complete travesty of a jump. Not even sure on that. Alright, cool. Yeah, snipers do struggle to have a position in this game. This is where the multi-hitting effect is trying to fix that. But I still do slightly despair that the best way to make single target work is to make it not single target. That defeats the entire purpose.
Plus, Blair is way hotter than
That
any of those silly
completely defeats it.
Well, at least I can understand what those boys are singing.
Alright, let's get this going right now. Oh god, they're so fast. They're so fast. This is every nightmare I've ever had. You know what? You join my team. You can join my team as well. There we go. You can't beat them. Well, bring them to your side. I haven't got a single headshot kill yet. My health is running a bit low. There we go, headshots. Right, I'm starting to stack things up now. All the mind controls have just run out, so let's get some new stuff going. Alright, with those stacks, these kills should be a bit faster now. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Oh, it's an Xmas one. I need these to start getting affected now. Because then I can do this to take out a bunch of them. Solid. Wipe that. Take control. Destroy it. That just gets through all of that a lot. Alright then, at least our defenses are working out quite nicely. Yep, re-up the raw buff. This is the mission where the enemies have... Nope, never mind. They don't have resistance to anything that's not a heavy weapon. That's a different mission I'm thinking of. Let's get rid of these markers. Oh god, it's got object health. It doesn't want to die. Let's get some things on side, get some stuff crowd controlled again. Ugh. That takes out that Xmas. What?
My data and not in a good
The last I looked, he was on like 80% health of the last 1.5 rounds. What the fuck just happened? Where did the damage spike come from? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What? What? Isn't Flare they them? Yes, they are. They are. Did one of those screamer thingies blow it up? Considering I wasn't on that wave, I sure hope not. So, this is the last few seconds of that mission. It's currently at... Yeah, they have so much health. 75,702 hit points. They're even regenerating shields right now. So they've got tank for days. Okay. When does that change? They're still at full shields. Taking a teeny bit of damage, teeny bit of damage. Teeny bit, small hit points coming in. Yep, yep. Okay, it wasn't me reaving them. What? What? They're at 70,000 hit points right now. 70,793. We're at 34 seconds into this video clip. 35 seconds in. Still good. One hit, they go down to 58,000. Another second later, they take one hit that takes them from 58,000 to 21,000. What just hit them for 37,000 damage with my protector next to them? And then dead. They died in 2 seconds. 35 seconds on the clock. Yep, 35 seconds on the clip. 7793. Dead. What the... I mean, there is no defending against that. Unfortunately, due to the angle, I can't really see what caused it, but... I don't see anything over there. This is 1 second before disaster. Literally 1 second before disaster. We have as good as a clean view as we could ever have of Temple, considering that I have a Spectre there to give them extra damage protection. There's a guy over here, but he's not shooting at Temple, it's shooting at me. And, yeah, the mission just ends. The mob on the point. It turns around at that moment. Yeah, it turns around and it's just death. Use lightning on an ally, test if that transferred to flare. No, there's no lightning effect happening over there.
Man, this is going to...
So it's not that. Or at least it shouldn't be that. I'm not rad procced. No, I'm not seeing any lightning effects over there. They'll put damage attenuation on a Dedicum, but they won't put damage attenuation on a defense target. Yeah, even if there's an enemy over there. Here's the thing, Brother Odie. It's irrelevant if there is an enemy over there. What enemy should ever spawn into this mission that can kill the defense target in 2 seconds? What? A Blitz Xmas might? A Blitz Xmas doesn't go blitz, 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 and we don't see blitzing effects on the side of the screen here. Again, and again, even if they could, they shouldn't do that. And yeah, the Ancient is over there, giving extra damage reduction. The mission just ends. It looks like they just get shot. The only thing that could make sense is if somehow I am just friendly firing the target. I guess. Alright. There is a way to try to look into that. So let's go bounty board, but just not a bounty. Something BS is here. Stage defense. I'm going to go with normal mission difficulty. Just so the only thing that can do lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of damage should be me. Can the Ancient get rad procced? Don't know if the Ancient can get rad procced. I don't think there should be any procs out there, to be honest. Remember what face-off debuff was? Can't remember, sorry.
Now you'll get your new friends killed.
Alright, so request to check the log file. Do the log files show damage to defense target? Also, where would I find it? I don't actually remember where to find it. Right. So I'm going to let enemies get close. I'm going to hit them with Enthrall and see if I can kill the target that way.
They wouldn't let you come to us. So we're gonna play this thing so loud that
get rid of
every
that.
corner of the city hears the sound of our resistance.
Alright. You lot join my side. Just get a whole bunch of yous. Right then. So with you near. So far so good. That's an enemy 1. Ally 1. There's no zapping coming over to flare. Whatever was happening, it wasn't me shooting allies doing it.
Shut down this
Nothing.
shameful insolence at once.
No. That would have happened at least once by now, and it didn't. So that ain't it. Wiki gives the location of files. All right. EE log can be found in thingy. All right. Let me make sure I'm not about to show NDA stuff. Yeah, but you definitely can't see any of that lot. That's good. All right. So, looking for in here, this folder, that directory. So, elog currently says it was last saved before the stream started. Do I need to close and reopen the game? Or just close the game, I presume? Be there. Okay, I've got elog. It looked like it was updated before I was doing anything. But let's have a quick looky though. Is there anything in here? Oh, this is a lot of stuff. This thing is long. It's lagging out my notepad. Let's see, how many lines are in this? 90,000 lines. Okay. I'm just gonna copy that file for now. Let's just copy that file onto desktop as it is. 8 megabytes of text. Yikes. I can have a look at that later myself, but all the same, the main takeaway from that is whatever was going on, it was ridiculous. The main takeaway is very simple, considering that it died in 2 seconds from 70,000 hit points, and it certainly didn't start with a lot more than 70,000. The defense target, they were obliterated in 2 seconds. There is no responding to that. That was top level BS. Okay. It is what it is on that. I think it's about time we do that Caliban Prime Access giveaway. If you haven't already grabbed a ticket for that during the stream, make sure you do that now with !ticket in the chat. The bot will let you know if you've either successfully picked up a ticket or if you already had one by saying too many. On top of that as well, if you haven't used the new IGN command to store your IGN with me, so I know what your username and platform is, please make sure you do that as well, because if you win a giveaway, you want to make sure I know where I'm sending it, right? So, !IGN, and then your Warframe username and your Warframe platform. And that'll give me a permanent record of that as well. If you misspell it or if you change your username, just redo the command. Yeah, no, me. I don't know how much damage reduction exactly is given to Temple in that ETA defense. I think it is 90%. And if so, that's 700,000 damage dealt to that target in 2 seconds. There are players entering EDA and ETA missions that would struggle with doing 700,000 damage in 2 seconds. So yeah. God knows what happened there. Alright, I think that is about that on people grabbing tickets. I'm just seeing IGN commands now, so everyone is in with their chance to win that one. But they're saying the race condition thing on the bot sounds so cursed. How do you mean the race condition on the bot? What, on the IGN bot? Is that what you're on about? 2 seconds global cooldown, preventing race condition. Yeah, so 2 seconds is maybe being overzealous, but it's to account for like how there could be delays in commands being submitted and whatnot. So it is just to entirely make sure that the different programs that are being interfaced with all are absolutely finished before the next command is processed for setting someone's username or entering someone into a giveaway. Because if I don't put that 2 seconds in there, if I put it really low, like 0.1 seconds or something, then errors do start cropping up. Now, if a program goes, alright, go on, give me the details, but by the time it's getting the details, one of the arguments has changed because the command's been recalled, it all goes to shit. And we don't want that. Alright, let's close this up then. Let's have a look at the giveaway. How many people have entered today? That's a few more than usual. Yep, that's a few more people have entered than usual. I suppose when it is an entire Prime Access, it's what one would expect. And that is 320 entries. Also, Mythic, I know you feel like there should be a safe way of doing it. I agree. Logically, everything I put in, including a brief hold on the command itself, the command is told to wait for programs to finish before doing its next bit. Things were still breaking. When I put a 2-second wait, it never breaks. 100% is better than 99 on this one. So, anyway, 320 people in the giveaway. Only one of you can have the Caliban Prime Access pack. That person today is indeed going to be Karmix. Or Kamshix? Calm XYZ. That's as far as I can get with that. Karmix or Calm XYZ. Congratulations, you are the winner of the Caliban Prime Access. This is the full pack for you. Caliban Prime himself, with the slot, with the reactor. You get the 2 weapons, again with slots and catalysts. You get the glyphs, you get the platinum, all 3,990 of it. You get the boosters, you get the accessories. One big old pack, all for you. All untradeable as well. Calm, if you're with us and haven't used the IGN command yet, do make sure you definitely use that command, although I'm just going to bring things up on my side and see if you have used it just yet, because that will make things a little bit easier if you have. Let's see here. Let's see. Log of names. You have! I've got your name on record here. Excellent. There we go. So, no further effort needed. That is yours. I have the details. That, because it is handed out by DE, let me see. I have the list of dates. When can you expect that to be in your inbox? Because I'm sure you'll want to know what dates you can look forward to that. That should be with you shortly after September 2nd. That's when DE sends it out in batches. The HBG winners, do I still need to contact winners? No, Agia, because of the new IGN command, if anyone won during those giveaways and then ran away and didn't actually submit their name, what are they doing? But I still have a log of the Twitch usernames. I can reach out to people as needed individually, but I should be able to just go winners list, usernames, cross-reference, done. Easy peasy. So I'll just be sending those all out after the stream. It's a streamlined process, pun intended. Actually, it wasn't. It's a streamlined process so that you lot can just simply enter the giveaways and not have to worry about did you go to the toilet at the wrong time, quite frankly. Because I've been there, done that, entered a giveaway, had to go away because they were taking a long time to do the draw. I come back, suddenly the draw's happened, and I don't know if I won or not. And it feels weird going, oh, sorry, I went away. Did I get free stuff? Yeah. So we're not going to have that experience. As much as possible, I can remove that issue for y'all. Anyway, that is where we're going to wrap it up. We didn't even begin to look at the Venato. To be honest, I am slightly putting it off. Snipers are more interesting than melees. Every day of the week, snipers are just more interesting. But for now, let's see, where can we raid into today then? To wrap it all up, who can we share the love with in the Warframe category? Final hydrate? Cheers. Mikado Avocado. I like the username. Alright, let's see. Who is in the Warframe category? We've got a Gaz we can go on over to. There is a Tenno Ben. Can't say I recognize the name actually, but there is a Tenno Ben. We have VTubers, plenty of those. Plenty of those. Barney Jack. Yeah, I don't recognize the name. And it looks like they're also doing a Caliban Prime Access giveaway. Let's head on over to Tenno Ben. Let's see, just making sure that we can raid into them first. Oh. They've just gone BRB. I'm sorry, we're not doing that. We're not raiding into a BRB. As much as I would have liked to have gone ahead with a raid there, if someone's on a BRB, that's just not a good time to raid, is it? So instead, we are going to Gaz. Very unfortunate timing there. It is what it is. Alright. That raid is up. We are heading over to that there. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. I do hope you have enjoyed the weekend. And with that, you have yourselves a good start to the week. I'll be live again on Wednesday with some more good old Warframe. But for now, bye-bye.